everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to fresh, brand, shiny new week of Hazel Streams. Hello, Andrea1. Thanks for the 5-month resub. Appreciate it. Good morning. Morning. Top of the morning. Oh, Kitty, you want to come up? You want to come up? You feeling good? You feeling full? You had a half a can of wet food, and I managed to not let the dog steal any. You're welcome. There you go. Watch the tummy very full. Hi. How was your weekend? How was my weekend? What was my weekend? Where was my weekend? What did I do? I didn't log on WoW, that's for sure, because I know that when I logged back on this morning, I had to get here a bit early to run, like, add-on updates. Oh, they changed that button. Add-on updates. And then I was a little worried that my WoW wouldn't update in time, because I had that thing where it's like stuck on initializing for a concerning amount of time. I think it's the Blizzard Updater special that hits right when you're about to either start a stream or like raid, you know, like raid loggers will get this when they log in for raid, and then their updater will just get stuck. And then people are like, well, where's our mage? And he's like, well, I'm here. I could be there at any moment. Did it happen? It did happen. I forgot. I thought I was logging on to start this research. I thought I was one behind. I was logging on to finish this research. Wahoo! I think that does me. We got our replica Tales of the Hunt, and I'm pretty sure that means that you don't have to watch me do Legion class hall stuff anymore. Nordrasil, thank you for the 19-month resub. Appreciate it. Good morning. Where are you from? West Coast, Canada. Watch, is it a Casio? Yeah, I have a couple of them that I've been rotating. I started getting into them around Christmas time. Christmas present. They're all Casio. They're all analog. This one's a G-Shock. Cool change coming to all the things on Sunday. Keeps track of what windows you had open through a reload. Oh, that's huge for people. Our raid has been late so many times. Our raid has a good amount of people that are really, really committed raid loggers. They will always come, and they're great raiders. And I love spending time with them. But they may be initializing for a little while before they get in there. I understand. Hi, kitty. How you doing? Oh yeah, that's what I was opening up Homebound for, was I was looking at unlockables. And if I look at Legion unlockables, I'm 32 at 32. That's it. All that work was, wow, 32 is a decent amount of decor. All of it. All of the Legion unlockable decor. Done. There's a couple of itty-bitty pieces here and there that I'm gonna need to look into. Now that I've kind of, like, caught up a little bit. I'm on this quest. I'm literally on this quest. Maybe I should look into that. My plan for today, at the end of last week's stream, I began the trading post. It was February the 1st. Hi, kitty. Do you want to just be on camera for a bit? I began the trading post. I never finished it. I never filled the bar. I didn't buy anything, and I looked through all, like, 5 of the vendors, so I've had some time to think. I am pretty sure I'm going to buy the Corrupted Behemoth fish mount. I might catch up on other mounts. I might not. I'm still on the fence about it. I definitely want to buy some stuff, especially when it's discounted. I'm still not wanting to spend tender on anything I don't like, though. Like, if I'm never going to wear it, or use it, or ride it, or whatever, it still seems like a waste of tender to me. Every month I tell myself to buy a Casio, but I don't do it when I walk, and I want to carry a phone with me just to check time. You should do it. It's not like it's something you have to pay a subscription to, or like... And also, lots of them aren't that expensive. Like, you can get an expensive one if you want, but, like, you could spend, like, $30, depending on where you live. I like it because I think it looks cool. Can you unlock more decor slots? I think the decor collection limit might be just built in, but they might be working on improving that. Had a guildie who single-handedly went on a hosen murdering spree. Good thing to not mispronounce. To complete like half of our Endeavor bar. Nice. I want to do a little bit of Endeavor work. I want to do some Endeavor work, and I want to do pre-patch event. I think I'm going to do some pre-patch event to start here, because there's weeklies up. I should be able to buy some more stuff. It's good collecting, and it should also, I think, count towards trading post still. So we can have a look and see what we got to do to fill up that bar, because I'd love to actually get it filled today and then do some shopping. You are so cute, I could combust. Hi! Hi! You feeling good? What if this whole time you've just been hungry? you know? Not chronically ill, just holding out for wet food. Huh? Anything's possible. Excited for the Canada versus Czechia curling match. Starts in an hour. It's funny, my partner and I were memeing about watching that, like, together, even though it's, like, in the middle of my stream, because I fished up my CBC Gem login, which is how I log into my Canadian broadcasting thing to watch the Olympics. I swear every time it's the worst thing. Like, I have to verify it through email through a thing that gets me an error code sent to me in French. It wants, like, a pairing code that it won't accept. And, like, no matter how sure I am I have the right password in email, I still end up having to reset them every time. It's like a 30-minute process for me to recover this account every time. But I did it. I did it. And I'm excited. I'm very excited to watch figure skating this year. I only watch figure skating at the Olympics. But I was trying to get the lay of the land ahead of it. And apparently in men's figure skating, there's this kid skating for America. I mean, a U.S. kid that is just like Iron Man. I was talking about this a little bit last week, but he's been teasing about whether or not he wants to put a quintuple jump in his program, which is something that Wired magazine is on record saying is not physically possible. He was the first skater ever to successfully land a quad axel in a competitive program, and he's also the first one. He's put 7 quadruple jumps into one program and, like, landed them all. Kid's nuts. And I'm just excited to see him skate. I think assuming he doesn't throw, he's probably going to win without a whole lot of drama because nobody else can do those that many jumps and those particular jumps sometimes. But, like, I just want to see if he's full of it or not. I want to see if he actually does it. Ujai, thank you for the 66-month resub. The number of the bee, only 600 more for the full number. That number. That number. What am I doing? Why am I here? I'm alone. This is for a rare. There's also another rare up, which is maybe where all the people are. There's a variety of rares up. There's Voice of the Eclipse. I don't know what this... I guess we're behind? I need to do weekly. Should I go pick them up? I haven't been on this week. Why am I alone? I didn't think about this too hard when I logged in, and now I'm a little confused and scared and in danger, actually. Woo! Okay, well, that was violent. There are 2 long track skaters from my town there this year. Oh, cool. I found the Olympics site has a tool that lets you look up where the athletes from your country are from, like where their hometowns are. And there's one from the island. There's a cross-country skater. She's 23. I think her name's Anastasia something. Or Amelia something, an A name. But I have to double check because I have to root for her because she's from the island. She's from Victoria. Can now do weeklies and multiple alts for badges again, I'm assuming. I'm not convinced I can do weeklies on this character. I don't know what's going on. I guess I'm going to res and I'm going to fly back to camp and I'm going to drink some more coffee and have a think about everything that's happened to me. There we go. Let's get this here and then we'll get on the pretty bird. Woo! Oh, we have some changes to catch up on. There's a backlog of rares that don't feel real. Like, the events don't feel very soloable. I'm not in war mode or anything, right? No, I'm not in war mode and I'm on my regular server. Curious. Curiouser and curiouser. I wonder if people are, like, done with the pre-patch event already. I need more badges. I also want Traveler's Log progress. So this is where I'm at for Trading Post. I'm getting closer to the fill the bar reward, but I haven't actually filled the bar. There are any number of things that we can do. And honestly, if we forget about it, we probably will get it all done. Twilight Blade's insignias, event bosses. I thought I had one for doing a weekly. Did I do it already? Maybe they took the weekly one out. No, it's right there. Complete a weekly quest. It's only for 50 points. Oh, here it is. Okay. Hello. Yes, please. We're going to need these. We're going to need these. And I want to check back in on the vendor and remind myself of why we're doing all this. Hi. Big hug. Okay, let me give you a boost down. I know. Helps embarrassing. It's hard. Okay. As of yesterday, partner was saying still tons of people doing it. Maybe I got a wonky shard then, or maybe I just wasn't at the correct rare, like if a few of them were active simultaneously, which it appears that they still are, which is weird. If a few of them are up at the same time. I think I'm on a dead shard. That could be a problem. Let's see. So I don't really care about catch-up gear. I'm not too fussed about the Mog, I don't think. I guess if we get to the point where we have the rest of it, this looks like Shadowlands gear. It looks familiar. If we get to the point where I have everything and I'm still getting badges for some reason, maybe, but I don't think I'm too worried about that. Catch-up gear has never stressed me out because, like, we're going into an expansion. We'll catch up with that. When I have the pets, I have the mount. I do not yet have the decor, so I think that's what I kind of want to work on today. I want to get at least one of each of these things. We'll be able to get more copies later, and I could buy more copies now. I also would like specifically the weapons. The ensemble has a lot of things that I know from other appearances. The weapons are completely new to me, so the weapons would probably be first. I don't know what I want to do first, but we're going to get a bunch of badges if we can get the weeklies done, so we'll just dig in with that. I do use the pre-patch add-on. It has auto waypoint to the active rare. It's set it up here for me. The trouble is on this shard, there's 1, 2, 3 rares active right now, and when I was at that one, people were not there. I don't think there's a lot of help going on around here. And another one is up, because they're spawning every couple of minutes. So if there's... Well, let's do World Quest first. 8 World Quests complete. That doesn't seem right. I guess you could do World Quests or rares. Are there World Quests up? There are. Let's start there. That should be not too bad to do in an empty server. Way to force the game to move shards. I mean, you can join the group if somebody else is in your zone. But then, like, if you leave their group, I think it might just dump you back. If it becomes a huge problem, I may just have to log off and try in a different character in a different server, despite the fact that they won't have any gear. Or just, like, log off and, like, stay logged off for a while and do something else. This week, quality of life for event should be first week standard. Is it picky out on user? Any feature you'd like to see added to ATT? Creve looking for ideas. Oh, I am a picky out on user, and I aren't I? I am. Features for ATT. What do I want from it? Nah, I can't suggest anything because anything I can think of that I have a problem with it, it's not the add-on's fault. It's just me not understanding well enough. I'm not an advanced enough user. Like if I asked for like different layouts of things to browse, you would tell me about dynamic categories, and you would be correct. There are already solutions implemented for my problems. I just haven't gotten around to figuring them out yet. Check LFG. I suppose so. I don't want to, though. Like to be able to hide profession reagents in instances without disabling BOE drops. There's a good idea. That's better. That one. I agree with that one. What Jabian said. Keeping ATT up to date feels like it has to be a full-time job. Seems crazy to me. It's a big add-on. Although, for all I know, all add-on developers are like actual wizards in towers with crystal balls and like bats and stuff. So what the actual workflow looks like is beyond me. It's all magic. And this one. 10 insignias? Yeah, we'll take it. What's the 21 all about? Got the timers for all of them. I've done all of them already. What about hints? Oh. Oh my gosh, it can play tic-tac-toe for you. Oh, the humanity. Enhance quality of life, my new favorite add-on for now. What does it do? Is it like a plumber situation or like a... What else is kind of like a general... Leatrix Plus? Oh, that rare finally died. Maybe it's just a matter of finding where the active people are. I was probably just at a rare that people hadn't caught up to yet. I might just have to check the active rares until I find out where the murder ball has landed. I'm here getting shadow infused shards. Am I looting them from... Oh, I'm looting them from the elementals. I gotcha. Oh, speaking of bars to fill, we've got all kinds of snazzy bar filling content going around. How's the Endeavor going? My neighborhood... between 1 and 2. I think it's we've mainly stopped grinding. I think we started grinding pretty hard to get to the first one, and I think we've largely logged off since then. But I bet you if I wanted to, I could grind it. What about my public neighborhood? That one looks like they just unlocked milestone 1. I feel like if I was gonna grind, I'd be better off in that one because I may still need stuff. I don't know if I bought stuff from a full Nif endeavor or not. I'll get community coupons regardless, which is what I need to shop from more of the stuff. But well, no, I should probably do it for my guild first. There's probably some guild loyalty contract. Similar to Plumber, ton of extra settings. Now it's easier to grind. Exactly. Found a new public neighborhood that is done with the bar. Dedicated folks out there. I bet you there's a pretty wide gulf. I'm sure there's some public neighborhoods where no one's doing any of it. I think there's a lot of public neighborhoods where like 1 to 3 people are doing all of it. Need to get creative, build a coffee bar with the endeavor stuff. I need to I think I've been approaching decorating the wrong way. I think what I need to do is sort of sketch out. Actually, this might be a terrible idea. What I was going to say is sketch out what I want, or like even take photos of like real homes that I want to kind of mimic. And instead of like looking through what I have and where to put it, figure out how do I combine elements that I have to mimic said object. Like, I think that I wouldn't mind trying. Like, if I could think of like something that was really cool and very me that I wanted to have in my house that is probably not, you know, prefabricated. How do I then like kind of work backwards like a puzzle? Like if I wanted to make a blank, what's the best way for me to go about doing that and trying some different things? You know, like experiment with object mimicry. I did the Discord quest. I have the purple bakery backpack. I thought of boycotting it purely just because I'm getting a little sick of promotions. Not that it's even costing me anything. I didn't, because it doesn't cost me anything and it's very easy to do. But, like, I'm getting so sick of all the promotions that I'm beginning to just not worry about them. Got the good number 0 lot for my new hunter. Have my own dock, lake, waterfall, and cave. Oh, very nice. Have I got any other world quests? There's one right over here. Bopping around buying decor from other vendors. I thought I was going to get all of it, but then I ran out of coupons. I had ground quite a few coupons while grinding endeavors, but not enough to buy all the decor from all the endeavors. Oh, there's one back here too. I was like, why aren't there more world quests? But they hid them in the edges. They're in the very tippy corners of these things. Hazel, where are you from? I am from West Coast Canada. I said it a few minutes ago. Mediocrity Squared, thank you for the 44-month resub. Appreciate it. My weather right now is chilly, but not freezing. Not a lot of snow this year. A little bit of rain. Maybe a lot of rain. We got hit with some of that atmospheric river that was, wrecking Washington. But I'm not underwater. Got handy dandy basement pump helping me out down in that regard. I think I want to move Barb into my office. I've been like rolling around different ideas. I want an aquarium in my office and I want a bigger aquarium project. Oh. Okay, that one kind of insulted my intelligence. That one was a little... Alright. I guess we have to do 4 of them, so they're not going to make them difficult, but that was something. No, I didn't get a rubber duck for the basement. If I see one, I will. Pre-patch event low-key. Yeah. I think that's kind of the best we can hope for from these. You want some of our snow? It just won't stop here. Oh. These are less satisfying to click on. It's less clear to me when I've activated one of the nodes. Chance that Wrath Flame Mix for Last Titan. Good chance Northern will be revamped. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if the expansion that they're remixing has to have anything to do with what's going on in retail, though. I don't think there needs to be any kind of, like, crossover or connection there. I think They can just remix whichever one they wanted to do. I don't know what their criteria are. Probably to do with what they think people would respond well to. I like the Dragonflight pre-patch with the elementals spawning outside capitals. It's funny as that sentence could also apply perfectly to the Cataclysm pre-patch. It's not the first time they've done that. I was excited for the Cataclysm pre-patch, mainly because it was the first pre-patch I ever played through, so it was just exciting to me that something was going on. I think I've gotten a bit jaded since then. I'm less easy to impress. Oh my gosh, this mob wasn't there before. Tess, thank you very much for the 54-month resub. Holy smokes, appreciate it. I was singing an old, like, radio hit last night, and I thought that it was a song that everybody knew. But then my partner said he'd never heard it, and I'm like, well, what do you mean you've never heard it? And I, like, put on the whole song, and he hadn't, and it turned out Jan Arden is not a global sensation. She's a Canadian singer-songwriter and did not make it onto everybody's radio waves. Just the Canadian ones. Also, the lyrics to Good Mother sound increasingly like bragging. She's just supposed to be talking about how she's just got it locked down and everything's okay, but it's nowadays, if you're saying I've got a house and a car, you are a millionaire. Hazel Day, hi, how you doing? Old CanCon. I can't believe it. I thought Jan Arden was Universal. No, he's not Canadian. He is from the US. Where were you here at the end of the last stream? What do radio stations have to play? Is it 30%? Let me see. Canadian broadcasting rules. According to Wikipedia, CRTC requirements certain percentage of content that's at least partially written, produced, presented by people from Canada. Radio airplay is 35%, with exceptions for specialty formats like classical. Broadcast TV is 55% yearly or 50% daily. CBC is 60%. Since the passing of the Online Streaming Act, internet-based video services must produce and broadcast a certain percentage of content. That's funny. So if there's ever a Canadian version of Twitch, they're going to be banging down my door. Yeah, a lot of Nickelback, Rush. Biebs counts. You get Biebs, you get Drake, you get Avril Lavigne. I'm trying to think of who else. It's been a while. I haven't listened to an awful lot of radio lately. Alanis, yeah, Alanis Morissette. Apparently Jan Arden. I like the color of my... Is Carly Rae Canadian? Yeah, Biebs is Canadian. Or Biebs is from Canada. He's Canadian. I don't know if he hangs out here much. Glass Animal's not Canadian. From the UK. Someone who grew up around live music can honestly say we don't really have the talent to support those percentage requirements. I think it's nice because it helps keep Canadian culture a little bit distinct, which I think is the point, because if you don't have those requirements, you're just going to get all of the media that you consume is going to turn into US media. And it's not like you can't watch American media. It's usually at least half of it, but it just kind of gives Canadian artists a chance on their home soil. Fifi Dobson, Blast from the Past. I don't remember numbers thing. Yeah, I think increasingly with like streaming, people are choosing their own music to play and choosing their own, shows to stream and stuff. It's not so much about what's programmed on a channel anymore, so I think that it's probably really hard to enforce. Did I do all the world quests? I did. Wow, good for me. I guess I'm just gonna fly around any rares that are up. Oh, did they get caught up on them? I don't see any up right now. That's good. Next rare that comes up, we will fly around to it, and we can do it basically. How am I? 51 badges. 51. I'm just gonna buy that Oh, I don't want to, though. What I want is the furniture. I suppose I can do whatever I want. We're going to get, how many? 40 and then another 40? So 80 from doing the weeklies. And you said I can repeat those on alts now? That's the thing? Like I can get the insignias again on alts? Further thoughts on the pre-patch event? Seeing copious amounts of shade throughout. Yeah, it's fine. It's harmless. The changes to it are good. I'm going to forget about it about 30 seconds after it's over. Probably before then, actually. As soon as I'm finished with it, it's going to just vanish from my brain. Pre-patch content is never going to be that groundbreaking. It's disposable. It's kind of by design. Yeah, there's gonna be a thing here, but, like, there's nobody here. Magic Shackle worse than undoing a fishing line today. Family used to go to Rush concerts in the summer. Way to track a specific rare? I have this add-on that I should look up the name for, because I don't have it handy. But it has the order, and when you're in the zone, it will tell you how long until a specific one. So you can mark a pin on your map, but it'll also tell you if you needed Divinda, she's in 45 minutes. Let me grab the name of it. Yeah, pre-patch something. That's how I got it, as I searched for pre-patch. It's called Midnight Twilight Ascension Pre-patch by Zemesto TV. That's the add-on. Midnight Twilight Ascension Pre-patch. It's on CurseForge. I didn't really want, like, a specific thing, but then I got it, and I'm glad I did, because it makes things way easier. Rare Scanner has that info, a little buggy, hard to interact with. This one's really nice. It works really nicely. It's very clean. It's easy to navigate. It has a tic-tac-toe solver, which is so funny. It also tells you how many badges you have at the top left there. Yeah, I'm on a dead old shard. Let me try a different rare. There's 3 of them up now. I can see if people are at a different one. Because there's no soloing this. Not for me. There's some people here. Where are you guys flying to now? Take off so I may follow you. Are you going this way? The tic-tac-toe game has a feat of strength tied to it for winning 50. It's called Crushing the Cultists or Crunching Cultists or something. It's a feat of strength. It's for no points. It's for no reason. But if you collect feats of strength, then by all means play a bunch of tic-tac-toe. It's not hard. There's a lot going on over here, but, like, are we gonna do this? I guess we're at 21%. Someone's doing it. Everyone's at trash piles and undermine. Listen, the trash fire barrel cities are not gonna build themselves. Joined a raid group for it? Yeah, I should probably look into that. I didn't need one last week. There were more people just in the zone in general. It looks like I have found them at least. But this bar is not moving with any great degree of haste. I suppose that's alright. Max Sniffin, Max Grummels. Aw, that's nice. Helping you on anything I can. Hello, Twilight Highlands Rare Farm. Maybe this is what's happened. If the culture... Wait. If the culture has changed so that people are joining groups for it now instead of just doing it on their own shard, that's probably where all the people in the shard went. Alright. I suppose I could start it. I could be the change I want to see in the world. Whoa. Twilight Island Rare Farm. War mode off. Relaxed. Relax. Is Canadian culture even one thing? Things in Western Washington seem closer to Vancouver. Vancouver is to Eastern Canada. I don't think Canadian culture is a monolith, but there are some shared touchstones of culture that Canadians will share. In part because of things like those broadcasting regulations. Things like brands or products that are sold in Canada and not elsewhere are going to be something that, like, an Eastern and Western Canadian would have in common that they wouldn't have in common with someone from, like, Washington. But yeah, in terms of general culture, I would say it's more of a Pacific Northwestern thing, although there are some subtle differences. I guess if I'm going to do this, I need to actually, like, invite people if they're going to join, although nobody's joining my group. World quest got progress in a raid. The rares did not? Oh, interesting. Well, let's see. Use a little health pot. My health is leaving me. We can make this a party at least for now. I want to come be a part of Canadian culture. It's not perfect, but I understand. Yeah, I just have a group up in Group Finder. You will see it if you are North America and Alliance. If your character is not Alliance and North American, they won't see it. But if you are, it's Twilight Highland Rare Farm. Let's see what we can do here. See if it counts. Not sure why they made these events hit so hard. None of my alts can really live. You joke, but that's how I learned the log rollers dance. Okay. I'm gonna try to find one thing that I can safely deal with. Maine can have issues living if not enough people are around. Yeah, same. This should at least help the rares go down faster, but if it doesn't count for my quest, I guess if it counts for trading posts, then that's something. I kind of need it to count for my quest in order for this to be worthwhile, though. Otherwise, I guess you do it in, like, what, a party? Tried one undergeared alt. Ouch. This was easier last week. These changes may have actually... Well, is it the changes? I don't know. This was easier last week. Main self-healing no longer is robust. These packs can hurt. I do appreciate that because it's not like a total pinata, it's a good opportunity to like kind of check over your buttons. Not saying that you're doing your buttons wrong, but just like because the content is sort of dangerous, it kind of forces you to find tools that may or may not be enough, but at least it makes you look for them. I think that I wouldn't be learning my new version of my class if it was just super easy. But yeah, this is my fully geared main. I'm at 155, and I'm in big danger if there's not enough people around. Don't like the scaling. 130 Warlock had an easier time out there than 167 Druid. Yeah. I mean, some classes have always just performed better without gear. It's like almost a tradition that I start gearing up a Hunter All, and I get it like, I don't know, 65% of the way as geared as my main is, and I start doing just about as much damage. It's... Some classes are just more gear dependent. Hi Tony, how you doing? How are things? Ray of Putrescence. And I'm going to keep an eye. I'm hoping that this ticks up to 6 and this ticks up to 2. And if it doesn't, then I think I'm going to have to leave. This is really what I'm here for. Also, my frame rate's not happy with me. You could probably do it in a party of 5. I don't know if that's what people would expect, though. People might get frustrated if you make a group and you make it only party size. I guess you could specify why you've done it in the description. Druid is broken now. Yeah, probably some balance wrinkles to iron out. Oh, coffee's gone. Why is the coffee gone? Yeah, you're right. This one does pop up, but that one doesn't. However, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay in the group for 2 more rares just to finish. Well, no, I need 2 more anyway. All right, I am going to leave. I'm going to leave my own group. Because I need 2 more rares to do both of these weeklies. And I'm going to have to do them not in a raid group in order to get that credit for that one. So, Maybe it'll dump me into a different shard that has more activity going on? Perhaps? Raid group can bizarrely enough do one of the quests, but not the other one. Couldn't tell you why for $1 million bucks. I guess it's broken, that's why. I take wire transfer. Yeah, it works for the Twilight's Dawn quest, but not the Disrupt the Call quest. Huh. There seem to be people here, though. I found them. What if it's my group? What if they're on my shard because I invited them here, and now I can benefit from them without being in the party? That would be diabolical. Although, nothing seems to be happening. Is it just, like, about to spawn? Oh, it's Voice of the Eclipse. Oh, there's, like, a thing you have to collect to make it come up. I've never actually done this. I've just kind of swooped in and killed it when it's been up. I've never actually helped. You just click on it? Is that it? Yeah, gotta do orbs. This'll work. I'll accept this. This is such a crazy mount. Do I have this mount? Enterprising Shredder Tank. Ah, I do. What's it from? Oh, Keystone Legend. What do you know? Where'd it go? Oh, it's not here. It's over there. Okay. That solves the mystery about why that thing is like that. I did not know that it... I did not know that. I know now. Now have the Log Driver's Want song stuck in my head. Whoa. Can I fly through stuff and help? That seems better. That seems like something I can do. There you go. And then maybe like very carefully pick off a group of things on the edge of society over here. Am I getting good progress in my trading post? Yeah. We've got like a little ways to go. Aside from pre-patch event, there's a housing tab, isn't there? No, Wrath, World, Special. Huh. There's a couple of points to be had just for emoting in the camp. I'll have to look into that. I thought that there was some... I think I'm just getting confused. I thought there was some overlap between Endeavors and Trading Post. I wasn't 100% sure. Oh. I mean, I guess there's an overlap in like normal things like world quests. And delves and stuff. Those would count for both. Quiet zone. There's lumber around here, but I'm feeling a little less motivated to pick lumber now that I've got all the crafted stuff. I guess I can always make more stuff to sell. That's a possibility. It's just, it's weird to feel like I don't need any more for collecting that initial batch of stuff. It's weird to feel like I'm caught up on all that. I think after pre-patch event decor, the next step for decor collecting for me is going to be kind of fun. There's going to be just like individual unlockables to hunt down. Things like the River Beast platter that I never got. There he is. I think my unethical hack really worked. I didn't mean for it to work out this way, but I think I invited a group onto my server. They're on my server now, so I can benefit from all of this activity. But I'm not a member of the group personally, so I can get quest credit for both of my quests. Sometimes things just work out. Oh no, don't regurgitate your young. Is that implied that you regurgitated them in the first place? Do you play any games other than WoW? Sometimes. I have like a little selection of the greatest hits that I kind of go back to. Recently it's been a lot of Hearthstone Battlegrounds and Hearthstone Battlegrounds duos. I go in and out of phases with that one. sometimes Stardew Valley, sometimes Valheim, sometimes Satisfactory, sometimes Animal Crossing New Horizons. Comes and goes. Oh, it's up. Voice of the Eclipse is up. You can increase decor placement budgets by leveling your house. You can see as you go up the house levels, you get more budget for placing decor as well as for room placement. Decor holding limit, I think, is fixed. I don't think you can change that. So this will get me... Oh, this should finish my weeklies. This is good. Need more slots for my outdoor area. That is another one that is fixed. You cannot increase your outdoor budget. They did recently bump it up. It was more restrictive before, but because the game has to load like lots of people's yards and not just one at a time because of the way the neighborhood works, it's much more restrictive what you can place outside. They have added some more items recently that kind of helped me save budget. I before had a lot of like paths laid out one stone at a time, which was kind of budget heavy, and they added some more like long curved path items and straight path items that I was able to use instead. And I saved some budget that way. Mine should have priority. I'm lot number 0, basically, Mayor. At some point, maybe they'll let us do outdoor lighting again. It's on the list. Big patches of plants, yeah, those helped a lot. Able to make like sort of like garden layouts without having to pay for each blade of grass. There's that one and that one. So that's good for Traveler's Log. I didn't quite get the reward though. We're not quite there. One more event boss would do me. How many badges do I have? I have 143. Okay, let's do some shopping. What do I really want? What do I want here? Let's just get this arsenal. It's transmog I don't have. Let's just do it. Bunch of appearances, so that's done. And then we have 103 left. Let's get 1 candelabra and 1 chair. I may or may not get the ensemble eventually. We'll see. But first I want the chaise, so I need another 75 badges. Well, 72 badges so I can get this thing, so we can get at least one of those. Getting pretty close to the point where I can leave this place forever, though. Coming along. What am I going to do for endeavor tasks? Go run Mogushon Vaults yet again. Doesn't sound like you're having fun, like never wanting to come back. Kind of dumb we can't buy multiples of the tabard. I'm trying to parse, and maybe I'm missing something really obvious. I'm trying to understand why you want multiples of the tabard. Because it's an appearance collection, you could mog it on many different characters. You don't need more copies of it. Just to like have it in the bank or something? The only reason it's on the vendor is if you goof up the quest. Minigame. There we go. Oh, that reminds me. So I got some Traders Post credit for that. How many thingies did I get? 2. Okay, so you're still getting a couple of things. Like wearing the actual tabard sometimes. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, they should give you that. Does the tabard disappear when you learn the appearance of it? Or I guess maybe you'd want it on alts. I thought this was where the camp was, and it's not. I need to go. I have some people to emote at for the trading post. I gotta go flirt with Umbrick or something. Hang on. What do they want me to do? before I just start indiscriminately flirting. Traveler's Log, Holidays and Events. Or was it Special? Alright, /love at Materialist Ophanel and Armorer Kalinovan, which are, what, these guys? Yeah. Target. What? /love. /love. Wow, okay. And then we need to salute Umbric or Ramath. Wow, big choice. There he is. /salute. There we go, couple more points. Oh, that's easy enough. Love is in the Air starts. Not now, but soon. Another week or so. That's fun. There we go. So now I should have my lively pack of explosives. But I do need another 1,000 points in order to get the rest of my tender. I could do shopping. I could do shopping in advance, especially because I think a lot of these things I'm going to kind of end up doing anyways, especially if I'm grinding... if I'm grinding Endeavor stuff. Dungeon bosses. Raid bosses. Reputation. Ugh. Ugh. Defeat a Midnight World boss. In February? I guess with early... No, the world bosses won't even be up. You guys are getting ahead of yourselves. What else do I want to do? I don't know. Maybe I'll just let it be. Let's go do some... We'll go... I guess I can always do Final Surge stuff too if it really comes to it. We can go pick up our item in Dornigal. I guess if I want another 75 tokens, I could do weeklies in another character. But I could also just come back and do them on this character next week. Debating. Let's go to Dornigal for now. I just gotta make sure I don't forget to get that chair. I want at least one of them. And I'd rather get it now than have to grind whatever currency they're gonna want me to spend on it in midnight. Let's do a little shopping. Maybe clear out our bags a little bit. This is atrocious. Ascension. Is it all called Ascension stuff? Is that how I can filter it? Oh, I got a bunch of stuff. Okay. I'm gonna go dunk it into my warbank. Pick your poison. Grind now, grind later. Always grind now. You never know what they're gonna want from you later. Sometimes it's worse. Warbank. Gear. A little bit of alt gear for any of my alts that need it. I'm sure it's a tic-tac-toe minigame should be a toy. Oh, I have good news for you. The tic-tac minigame is a toy. Wow. Twilight Stratagem. Ta-da! Hi, Icy Lemons. How you doing? What is it called? Twilight Blade's Top Secret Strategy Training Guide. It's on the vendor. Love the hair. Oh, thank you. Oh, alchemy knowledge. I don't think I need this. I think I'm capped. No, it's not against other players. Was it ever against other players? I think it's only ever been single player. Auction, sell. I have a rune that I feel like I can get 10 gold for. Here we go. Against other players would make it interesting, which I think is too high of a bar. I'm shopping. That's what I'm doing. It's Trading Post time. I remember when I looked at these vendors last time. And I should remember to come back to here to get the rest of my tender after it's all said and done. Lively pack of lunar explosives. Might be kind of fun for a goblin. Or I guess a Pandaren. I remember looking at the actual Trading Post offerings this month and not being impressed. This is a recolor of a shop set that they're selling right now. Not impressed. I don't think I'm really hurting for a lack of Razor Wing. I remember the weapons were kind of nice in like this is sort of a really classic Blood Elf-y looking kind of thing, but I'm not really playing a Blood Elf, so not my bag. I remember the pink wasn't the right pink for me. And then of the returning stuff, I would maybe consider the Silver Moon Sweeper, but it is full price. The rest of this is no good. I do like that color better, but not enough to wear it. Hope your Wednesday's going well. Well, thank you. Right back at you. I spend my tender when there's something worth it. When there's something I actually... Like, I'm wearing Trading Post stuff right now. When there's something that I actually want to use, I will absolutely spend my tender. But I refuse to buy stuff for the sake of buying stuff. Because you'll never be able to buy all of it for the sake of buying it. So at that point, my logic is never. Pet scruff. I think I have it. Let me see. He's like the size of me. Always buy the mounts. 12k tenders, you demand a discounted sweeper. Uh-huh. Of the ensembles, no. Absolutely not. No. Maybe. We'll consider one or two of the airy staffs. But honestly, I have a purple one I don't use, so what makes me think I'm going to use that? That's a lot of tender. I have the wings. Your girl's got wings, for sure. We have ocean stuff. Definitely not. I have all the beachwear that I want. I have beachwear in better colors than this, so I'm not too fussed about it. Spring Reveler stuff is nice, but this lavender color is sickening in a bad way. I'm not a big fan of that color. This is cute, but I never see daggers. There's like 4 other vendors that are kind of down the road, just for this month. This is a nice bow. This is a pretty bow. I like that bow. It's only 150. I might buy it. I love this, but it's a polearm. Shadow Snake, thank you for the 27-month resub. Appreciate it. Where? Just down the way. So there's the regular thing, and then over here, all along the wall here, there's balloons. Buy the balloons. Okay, so maybe one or two of the bows. The bow is at least discounted. The floral bow. Anything at the bottom here? Oh yeah, there was watches, and I thought about it, but they're kind of sad. I'm pretty picky. These are the mounts. So this one is happening. Let's add this to cart. I had this frozen for a long time because I was thinking about it. We'll add that to cart for 500. No. 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 Yeah, okay. It's only 300. I'm never gonna use it. This is also only 300, but I feel like it's less unique. Neither of them are unique. Yeah. I'll catch up on the pets for 200 each. Even though this guy is like a recolor. I'll allow it. The toys are absolutely not. Oh, I guess I can't shop from a bunch of vendors. I guess this is this. So this cart is worth 1,200 tender, which is already like a month's worth, but it gets me 2 mounts and 2 pets. I'm really tempted to axe. No, it's nice. It's a pretty puppy. All right, I'll take the pretty puppy. Let's do that. 1,200 tender, 4 items. Falu, thank you for the 9-month resub. Appreciate it. Holy currency, Batman. Yeah. This I have everything from. This is the end of the Fill the Bar rewards, so we're all set there. I haven't missed a month. Weapons and armor, and then those were the collections. So I got the pets and mounts from weapons and armor. We've got like arsenals and stuff, but eh. I think the thing that was actually talking to me, that I could actually see myself using, not the feathered bow. It's kind of a nice concept. I want more detail on it though. It's really, I mean, I guess it's very cheap. No, these vendors are just for this month. Yeah. I think it was from the different vendor. It was the floral bow. I think the rest of this is kind of not my thing. So let's go to the collections. Yeah, there's 4 extra vendors. Don't miss checking them out. Yeah, I think maybe this one. Yep, they're all just down the road from the regular Trading Post vendor. There's balloons. This might qualify. This is something people need to know. Love that bow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the bow. Just the bow, though. Do I want to spend any on any of these staffs? They're expensive. This is very cute, but like, what am I... when am I gonna use it? 150, I don't think so. 250 for these. This actually goes nicely with the set I have on right now. It doesn't clip too badly. It's got a pretty bow and a heart. It's from the Magical Girl sets they did. The bows are too chunky. The bows are very clunky. The stabs are a bit nicer. If it was 150, I would maybe think about it. I think I'll pick out one of them. I already have the dark purple one. So I think the blue one is more likely to go with stuff that I have. Because I'm not buying both of them. I could buy a mount for that much. I could almost buy a mount for this much. Yeah, I'll buy this. I'm going to use it. So we've got the bow, and then we've got the blue airy staff. Alright, 400. Because I play casters and I play hunters. So I'll put the bow on now. Or the thing on. This is the staff I had on with it so far. It was kind of like a gnarled wooden thing with a little blue gem on it. And I think it went nicely. The main thing is I just need it to be out of the way. I don't want it to look too cluttered with the shoulders. And the shoulders are the real important thing going on here. Pretty big decision. Use gold. Oh, they finally put in the free transmog update. I could spend a whole day doing up my things. I like it. The busy part of it sits high up enough that it's not clipping or like overlapping too much with the detail on the shoulders. And then I can hold it as well. That's pretty. I think that's worth it. Hi Hazel, hi chat. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Alright, we did our Trading Post shopping. I do need more tender. I gotta fill the rest of this bar, but I'm just gonna see if it happens incidentally. I also want to work on endeavors. I want to grind some more endeavor coupons to spend. I really want to buy that pre-patch couch. So I guess I need to get another character and go out to that area and see what I can do. Hopefully. I think. Who's got the item level? Nobody? Any of my characters geared? I don't think so. Get on the druid. I want that couch for the pre-patch event. If we're just talking decor. We can start showing equipped as an option on the Trading Post preview. Yeah. Alright, let's go to the Twilight Highlands. I want to take a look at this. Word on the street is that they've changed the weekly quests. I wonder if I could do the world quest again for badges as well. I just want 75. Here, I can even steal 3, I'm sure. Gotta buy a chaise lounge. Chaise longue? Something like that. I have many things in French is not one of them. Can't you just imagine like a little aquarium like back there where the pillow is? Kind of like Either under... I guess not instead of the WoW poster. I feel like the WoW poster is important. I feel like I can't get rid of that one without getting in trouble. Or not get rid of it, but like move it. I'm not getting rid of them. They're antiques. Twilight Islands. Do indeed miss your aquarium era. I never left it. I stopped having them in the office. I've had aquariums ever since. I had like a couple of months, like a year, where I didn't have any in the States right before I left. But as soon as I moved back, or pretty close after I moved back, I got set up with a 10-gallon, and I had it in my kitchen in my last place, and now I have it here. But I only have one little fish. Her name is Barbara. Problem is, I want like a lot of aquariums, and I don't have the I can't justify the money for it, especially with like inflation and everything. Things are expensive now. Tariffs and logistics fees and stuff. Like just buying things like a filter or a heater, way spendier than it used to be. Barb is still totally hanging in there. Yeah, I was thinking about moving her into my office so she can swim around behind me. You might be able to spot her in the distance. Paladin doesn't have the quest giver. Have you noticed anything like it? No, the quest giver was up for me. Also, it looks like the world quests are going to give me insignias again. So this does seem worth repeating. Does bloop still work? Aquarium's a lot of work. Thought it would be neat to have one. Have never done it. My experience is that aquariums are a great deal of work in their first year. There's a lot of initial learning that goes on in terms of figuring out what's going on in an aquarium, what the nitrogen cycle is, how to stay on top of it, how to test for it, what the various water parameters are and mean, and how to manage them. And then in the first year of an aquarium, even if you understand all that and you've got a cycled filter and everything, it's still just a lot of like things are swinging, things are going wrong, and being able to diagnose them and kind of like get it back into balance is kind of a long process, and it's a lot of work and water changes. Once the aquarium is mature, it's like a year or so old. At that point, you're kind of chilling. My ongoing maintenance and costs for my aquariums were basically just the power and the water. A little bit of food. You know, maybe buy a fish every once in a while, but like the actual maintenance of it, especially for, I keep pretty low maintenance aquariums, but like a weekly water change. Sometimes like a bi-weekly water change if it's like a low stock tank or like a ton of plants in it. And then a water change takes like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Not a huge deal. But that's like once the tank is balanced. It's way more work in the first year. Wanted to say, love your stream vibes. Peaceful, friendly, filled with good vibes. Aw, shucks. That's what I wanted to name my Harrier Barb. Oh, great name for Harrier. How's the puppy? He's good. He's gonna turn 3 this year. When did he get so big? My baby. My baby boy. Took him for a great big walk yesterday. He's so handsome. He's such a rascal. You gotta keep an eye on him if he's in the yard. If you're not paying attention, he's gonna see a tree. He uprooted another Japanese maple. He's gonna see a tree and be like, I want that stick. And then he's going to do great violence to it. It's my own fault for not keeping a close enough eye on him. I know he likes to do that. I'm not buying any more expensive shrubs. These ones I've had for a few years, so it's a bit more grief involved. They may come back. They're probably dead. They've been savaged. Kid likes a stick. Birthday stream. Whose birthday? One little tank with one fish, partial to bettas. Yeah. Bettas are the great fish to have if you just want one fish, one tank. In my experience, though, don't skimp out too much on the size of the tank. It is much more work to keep a healthy fish in a small tank than it is in a slightly larger one. I always had issues with my bettas in 5-gallon tanks, despite the fact that should be plenty for them. I will never keep one in less than 10 gallons now, just because the 10-gallon tank isn't really any more work than a 5-gallon tank or a bull. If anything, it's a little bit easier, and things are slower. There's more water to dilute anything that possibly happens. Much easier to keep their fins in nicer condition. When Barb eventually crosses the Rainbow Fish Bridge, I would like to get a betta fish for that tank. But I am not going to rush Barb. I will not I will not rush Barb. Barb has earned her retirement. If I do get a bigger tank set up, I can move Barb into the bigger tank. Give Barb 55 gallons all for herself. And then get a bed of fish, but I was pricing out a big tank, and it's a pretty expensive project, even though I have the stand already. So I'm gonna sit on it for a while. Call my Japanese maple my Charlie Brown tree. It was pitiful for so long because I got it and replanted it 4 times until I found the right place in my yard for it. Nearly killed it. Fried Egg, thank you very much for the brand new Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thanks for picking me. I think Barb is gonna live longer than me. Oh, the puppy birthday. His birthday will be in May, and then his gotcha day is in August? August or September? August, I think. I got him in the summertime. We get him a special, or we make him a special meal for his birthday every year. It's usually fishing season, so I usually catch him a fish and then steam it for him and serve it to him on a bed of rice with maybe some yam, if you know, little fresh birthday meal for Moosey. He's normally a dog food kind of boy, so special meal. He inhales fish. It's funny. You spend all this time like catching the fish and steaming the fish and going over the fish to make sure there's no bones in the fish, preparing it like so carefully, and he eats it in about 8 seconds. 5 record speeds. Like he's not really a savor it kind of guy. I take a video of it every year. I'm gonna sneak out of here. So we've done this world quest. That's good. Doing the world quest is great because it's going to also count for endeavors, I'm pretty sure. It'll also count for endeavors, and it'll also count for my trading post bar, which I need more. I get more tender. Oh, that'll be good. This is the first month in a long time that I've spent more tender than I'm getting. I think because I spent like what, 400 plus 1200, so 16. I don't think we got quite that much this month. Maybe we did. Maybe I'm still in the positive. I do like it when numbers go up. The point of the trading post is not to increase your amount of held tender every month, but that is sort of what it's become for me. That's not where we started, but that is how it's going. But yeah, I'm starting to feel the aquarium itch. Also, I got my seeds started. I got my seeds started in a seed tray. I've got them on a heat mat. I've got them under a humidity dome. I'm checking them every day. I haven't turned the light on yet. I figure I'm going to wait for some of them to actually poke their eyes open first, or their little seedling heads up. I started all kinds of stuff. Some of it may be too early. We'll see. I was looking up last frost dates for my area because I was like, it's got to be soon, right? What if it's warm in February? And then it was like May, and I'm like, what do you mean May? I do make bread. I do make bread. I don't make bread regularly. I'm not a very disciplined bread manufacturer. 10 hazels would break the system. When does spring become plantable? Michigan, not until late April, early May. Kind of depends on how tender the thing is that you're putting out. A lot of things, they want you to plant them as soon as you can work the ground. We're pretty temperate here, so our ground's not really going to be like frozen, but it's not uncommon for us to get late spring freezes. So it just kind of depends on how much you like living on the edge. I am of a mind that it's best to stagger and to do some things early just in case it doesn't freeze, and then to do other things at the recommended time. But yeah, in my opinion, once you're kind of mid-March, you should be fine. But then, like, you know, the world hates me, so sometimes I'm not fine. Eastern BC definitely May long weekend, yeah. But, like, my tomatoes, they don't want me to put the tomatoes outside until it's, like, 10 degrees at night, and that takes a lot longer. Tried that, not much worked well. Not doing that this year. My husband wanted to plant carrots, and I kept telling him that it's kind of early. They want you to put them out after frost danger's out, and he wants to try it just for fun. So I decided to stop being a stick in the mud and just let him live. What's the point of gardening if you can't make your own if you can't make your own choices? So he's got a little row of carrots out there now. They may or may not make it. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a really warm year. Maybe it won't freeze again. They might get a little stunted because of just it being generally cool, even if not freezing until then. Because it really is only February still, but they might come up. I think the bigger danger is the dog's going to dig them up and eat them because the dog freaking loves carrots. Carrots are one of the things that Moose will absolutely mug you for if you're eating carrot sticks on the couch. He will give you the gigawatt puppy dog eyes. Probably because I usually give him one. That's why. He begs because it works. Off topic, Hearthstone toys. Is there a void one? Ooh. Let me take a look here. See if there's something that is approximate. I feel like there must be, but I need to look at the list. So this is a list of all my Hearthstones. Brewfest, Broker, Deep Dwellers, Dominated, Enlightened, Eternal Travelers, Ethereal, Explosive, Fire Eaters, Winter, Horseman, Regular. Flame, Holographic, Kyrian, Lunar Elder, Necrolord, Nightfade, Noble Gardener, Notorious Thread, Wind Sage, Postmaster's Express. Postmaster's Express. Did not know there was a male one. Must have forgotten. Petal, Fate Redeployment, Stone of the Hearth, Innkeeper's Daughter, Time Walkers, Tomatown Portal. Nothing super voidy, really. The Cosmic one? Oh, I probably don't have it. Is it from the raid? Is it from Manaforge Omega? Yeah, it's the Dimensius Hearthstone. I don't have that. Can't show you that one. Yeah, lots of Hearthstones, but not enough. It'll never be enough. I should see if people are going to do this rare. If there's people there, it would be nice. Just got our last Guilty That Hearthstone last night. Nice. The ritual is happening. There are people working on it. I'm just gonna stealth in. Try not to get myself into trouble. A lot of the stuff from current raids I'm gonna have to go back and farm after the fact. I never finished the raid renowns. We didn't get all the Hearthstones. We just don't raid that long anymore. We clear the raid, we farm it once or twice, and then we're all pretty much done. Did Nexus Princess delve yesterday, but I wasn't satisfied. Decided to cruise along in the PvE group. Gonna try to continue doing it by myself. Yeah, she's a cool fight. I can say that because I'm on the other side of it now. Before I was on the other side of it, she was a horrific fight, and she was very rude, and she was personally bullying me. Wanted the Undermine one so badly, got 5 90 rolls, was outrolled every time. Yeah, they always make for some guild excitement. It wouldn't be so bad if we did raid long enough to get everybody one, but we don't. A handful of people will get it, and then the rest of the people that wanted it are just gonna have to wait, really. It's just a question of if you get lucky or not. That's okay. I am increasingly letting go of the need to get everything. I don't need to get everything. It's all about what we're going to get next, you know? It's not what we're missing, it's what we have. Or something like that. Yeah, that seems fine. There's enough people here to do these. It seems like on some shards the spawn rate is faster than people can keep up with. Like they're spawning again before the last one is killed. Changing to a guild that raids longer? Something you would consider? No. I have enjoyed my guild since Mists of Pandaria. I would not leave them for very much. You have a guild that you like and you get along with, you hold on to them with both hands. I think if they disbanded, I would probably quit raiding. I don't think I would raid without them. Been a new guild per expansion for me. Our guild disbanded after Shadowlands. It happens. How did you find your guild? Grandfathered into it. I was roommates at the time with the people that were coming together to create the guild. My ex and his friend, and not the other person that lived with us. They didn't play WoW. Really good guild, stuck together through 3 expansions, but then it poofed. Guild has 48 members. All of them me. I am number 1 through 48 on the roster. Squirrel's still kicking. Squirrels have been around for some time too. That's not a new project. 2 of my characters have their own guilds, only me and them. Had our 6th birthday in December. Oh my gosh. Just makes me think of all the squirrels that have had kids in the last, you know, however many years I've been doing this. You guys, your kids are growing up. You must know that. You're their parents. This is freaky. For me, I feel like I'm just doing the same thing the same way I always have. I haven't changed that much. I have not grown up a large amount. I've grown up some. Hazel, my baby, is 10 now. Oh my gosh. 10. You're double digits. Are you so excited for when they're a teenager? Are you so happy? It's gonna be so fun. This guild I joined when I came back and discovered I was moving to Lightbringer from Farstriders after a year and a bit away. 59 still not grown up. Double digits? No, let me enjoy preteen. Yeah. You got, I think you, I mean, I have no idea, I'm not a parent, but I think you got a couple of years of peace left before all hell breaks loose. If I was parenting a teenager, I would have such a hard time not taking everything they say personally, which I feel like is the #1 rule for parenting a teenager, is don't take it personally. They just do that. They're going to say heinous things. And it's just kind of what they do. 58. Grandkids tell me I'm 12. I was all grown up, but now regressing. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like I grow or shrink depending on the circumstances of my life, and I feel like right now I'm so spoiled. I've got it so good that I am no longer growing. I am retreating. I am turning back into an egg. We were all at least a little awful as teens. Yeah. I think it's kind of a rite of passage. At a certain age, I recommend it. Glad to be no longer changing diapers, and my youngest is in high school. Depends on culture. Here, teenagers will not dare to be rude to parents. I don't think that I was, like, awful. I don't think I said too many awful things to my mom, but I definitely put her through the ringer. There's a lot of attitude. There was a lot of disregard for general safety that I think was probably very stressful for her. Son is closer to my mental age than he is to my actual one. 13, closing 40 soon. I need to be tagging these guys. That's what we're after. Yeah, I guess now that they let us do these weeklies for repeat shards on alts, you can get what you're doing done pretty quickly. Okay, it's different now. Yeah, it's a different landscape. Couldn't tell you a thing about it. Terrifying. I don't know how you raise people. I can barely raise me. I'm just trying to parent myself over here. I got myself out of bed and dressed this morning. We're all proud of me for that, right? Wearing pants and a shirt. Wow. My socks match. My laundry's clean, but still in the dryer. I gotta go buy bread. Or make bread, one of the two. I'm out of bread. Yeah, please clap. Holding for applause. I actually got up early enough that I could shower and wash my hair and then blow dry it and straighten it before stream, because normally I do it the night before. If I want to have blow dried hair for the week of streams, I usually do it Tuesday night, but I completely forgot last night. As a bread-based being out of it not advisable, I know. There's some things that I won't eat without bread, despite the, like, I'll have other things that are staple foods, but if I don't have bread, I won't eat them because they require the bread to accompany them. So if you start running out of stuff like that, it all falls apart. Who knew there's a trading post in Silvermoon City? Oh, is it accessible now? It's probably because it's going to be our capital city for midnight, but interesting. It looks like they fixed the spawn rate on this one. This quest used to be this was really tough last week. Today, did the paperwork that I kept putting off for months, it wasn't bad. Nice. Soup? Will not eat soup without bread. Can't be friends with people who can do that. Yeah, for me it's soup and then breakfast eggs. I can consume fried eggs, but only with bread. There must be bread to absorb the yolk, otherwise we're not having a good time. Haven't found it. It may be in an area that's not accessible yet. Parts of New Silvermoon are on the map, but they're not available. Do this thing. I leave behind a tune to finish an achievement that I didn't get done. My DK and Remix Hunter are going to midnight, but my engineering profession is to be a hunter. Current expansion regions aren't warbound. Yeah. Yeah, they do want you playing the character in the current expansion to do the stuff. Make bread or buns for a while, then I'll make tea biscuits for a while, rinse and repeat. I have phases where I do things, and then phases where I become a potato and do nothing. I feel like I would go through more different phases of doing different things if I could stay in the doing things phase, but I will be productive or, like, you know, possessing creative energy for a day or two, and then it's all gone. Currently my potato era. Dragonflight skywriting glyphs in the map. Issue is doing things hard. Yeah. Sometimes I run into the problem where I'm like, I have a hard time, like, justifying why I should do something. like if I'm parenting myself, the whole because I said so is, like, not holding a lot of water anymore, and I'm having a hard time connecting to, like, a genuine motivation. There's lots of great suggestions out there. But if they don't connect with me in a given moment of potato-ness, then I'm just not getting up. Keeper of the Grove? Not sure I like it. What am I right now? I am Keeper of the Grove. Half my talents aren't working, though. I have not a clue what's going on. I think I took starter talents? Did I take starter talents? If I took starter talents, why are so many of them not good? Why would it do that? Huh. Hairstyle 10 I've seen on you. I mean, most days it's just a ponytail. I kind of miss when it was really, really short because I didn't have to think about it at all. Didn't see tree and thought you weren't. No, I am. I'm just doing it wrong. Oh, dear. Biggest source of motivation most days is my 3 cats. I do have pets. I mean, I do enough to take care of them. They're in good shape. Like the half up. Suits you. Thank you. House could use a good going over. I will live and die by the robot vacuum now. It's actually making me cleaner. It's making me clean more because I will pick up for the vacuum in advance of it running. And even outside of that, like, I've been cleaning, like, my bathrooms and, like, dusting and stuff more often because the floor looks so good that I now notice when other things don't look as good as the floor. And I'm like, well, if this vacuum spent, like, you know, an hour today cleaning and mopping my entire floor, I guess I can dust a mirror. So I'm actually keeping things cleaner after having gotten the thing that does it all for me. It's the most dystopian thing that I will allow in my house, but it is so worth it to have my floors vacuumed and mopped every day. They really needed it, and I was never ever gonna do it. And some people would say that means I don't deserve clean floors, and those people aren't invited over to my clean floor house. I'm in danger, so I'm leaving. Yeah, it's basically like a Roomba, but my understanding is that Roombas are not good anymore. They really fell behind in the robot vacuum race. Yeah, no, it mops. It vacuums, it mops. It's got LiDAR. It avoids obstacles. Doesn't bump into anything. It's not that loud. It empties itself. I don't have to empty it every day. It goes back to its dock and it empties itself into its dock. Sick. Super sick. I had to babysit it a little bit through the first couple rounds of setup and kind of figure out where to set up like no-go zones because you want to keep it away from like cables and stuff like that, so I don't have it go like under my desk to the back of it or anything. But yeah, I have to stop myself from talking about it all the time because I would be so insufferable if I yammered about it as much as I want to. Mine is a Robo-Rock, but I understand there's a lot of good brands, and it's just a matter of finding one with the features that you want and the price that you're happy with. People like the Dream ones, people like the Eufy ones. People don't so much like the Shark ones. What you do is you get a sponsorship. I would take their money. Something in advance of the patch quest line. I'm just doing the pre-patch event to get the badges for furniture. Yeah, this ritual is not happening. Terrible at picking up after myself. Never adulted very well. I mean, I have pets, and the hair was just out of control. And I would vacuum it once, maybe twice a week. But, like, after seeing how nice it is when it's actually done every day, it's actually made me feel so much better. Next, you need the litter robot. I freaked myself out a bit by those. I was reading some things, and I know it wasn't, like, the litter robot brand, but off-brand ones, there were apparently some safety issues with them, like, closing on cats and harming cats. I don't mind picking up the litter so much. Scooping the litter box takes me, like, 30 seconds, whereas vacuuming my house took me, like, an hour and also a nap. It's not really a comparable amount of time investment. How does it handle stairs? It doesn't. If you had stairs, you would need to carry it up the stairs and then start another cleaning cycle, but it could map out multiple floors. My understanding is that people that get one do that for a while, and then they like it so much that they ending up with another one eventually to do for each floor. There are ones that climb stairs. I think that's a huge waste of money. It would be so much more expensive. You could buy 2 of the regular ones and just have one in each floor. Kira has not had a run-in with it, but she doesn't seem as scared of it as she was of the regular vacuum. She'll kind of sort of hide, but she'll also come out if it's in a different room. Litter robot, transformative. It's amazing. I feel like it would really drive me nuts if it was not working well. I feel like troubleshooting it would make me wonder why I stopped just scooping. One that picks up socks and garbage off the ground, puts it in a box. This one mops too? Yeah. It's nice. Mine is a Q10 S5 Plus? I think those are the right things. It should be in US on sale for like $300 or $400. Maybe even a little less than that in US dollars. I got it on sale for like 4 or something, 4 or 5 Canadian. Not even 5, I think it was like 400 and something Canadian. And I didn't hit the Black Friday sale. I should have, but worth it. You could pay somebody that much and they would vacuum your house like 3 times. And this thing does every day. Love watching cats riding a robot vacuum. Oh, my dream. I don't think she'd ever do it though. I need to do more rares, but there's nobody here. I guess I could try to join a group, but the problem is that if it's not a, if it's a big, I need like a party. Let's see, start a group. Twilight, Highland, rares. Always someone doing rares. I just need it to be a party and not a raid group. I found there were not enough people doing rares. I've had this problem on a couple of shards this morning. No group needed. I fundamentally disagree. This one is still at 21%. This one was up even before then. I've had a very different experience. Chicken back piece. Miss a Pandaria remix. Kind of out of luck for now. I think our cat would swish one. Actually what I should do is I should put it on my Amazon recommendations so I can get some commissions off of it that way. I should update that page. That would be nice because I will yammer about that. It's actually helped me. Big raid group get faced and leave the raid, right? All right, this one finally turned up. This group may go to the next rare after this. I just want to buy that couch. I want to buy the couch and then be done, you know? Do Endeavor stuff instead. At this point, they already owe ya. My favorite is like setting it up. Now that I have it set up so that I don't have to babysit it anymore, I know, like, I'm pretty confident it's not going to get stuck when it's running. I can like set it up to mop and then just like walk the dog or like go out for like an hour, hour and a half, and I come home and it's all clean and I didn't do it. Someone cleaned the floor and it wasn't me. And like freshly mopped floors look so nice. My house also is largely various types of like vinyl plank and linoleum. I don't have any wall-to-wall carpet. I have a couple of rugs that it gets onto and it vacuums pretty well. But my house is largely like linoleum and vinyl plank. And it does a great job on that. Yeah, technology. -6 today, but we have sunshine. The clear days are always colder. I feel like the clouds act as like a big blanket. Attach a leash to the vacuum, teach your dog to walk with it, self-exercising pet. Big fan of no carpet. House is the same, easier to clean. Yeah. I spill too much to have carpets. I have rugs and I spill on those and they get slowly worse over time. But, yeah, I'm too messy for them. Good morning. Good morning. 3rd consecutive storm in Portugal. Oh, man. Especially with pets. It's like you can get pet hair out of carpet, but it's so much more effort than getting it off of a flat floor. Yeah, it holds smells too. And you can shampoo it, but it's just more work. It's just more work. If you want cozy for the feet, you get really nice slippers is the way you do. What is the name? I'm sold. It's a Robo Rock. Let me get an affiliate link together after stream. Don't do anything yet. Also, it doesn't have to be that brand. Lots of them do it. In my research, I found that the feature that you really want, LiDAR navigation is one of them. That's using lasers to detect obstacles, so it doesn't have to like bonk into your furniture and scratch it up. That's one of them. The mopping is nice. The mopping is definitely nice. I like that a lot. And then having a dock that it empties into, because if it doesn't have the dock, you have to empty the dust tray like every day or every time you run it. And maybe that's not a big deal to you, but it's really nice being able to just have it dunk into the dock, because the dock can take a month to 3 months to fill up. And then you just change it at the bag, which is like way less work. It's my birthday soon. Would love to give this to myself. Yeah, let me sort out a oh gosh. I may need to do some account recovery. My old Amazon American account is attached to my old American phone that I have not had for years. That may be a pain in the butt to recover. They stand up wet dry vacs too. Yep. Here we go. I need one more rare, and then we'll have both of our thingies all sorted out. Bernie's mountain dog, would fur kill it? I got it because of fur. I think they should hand them out with dogs. I have a shepherd husky mix, shepherd husky etc. mix. I was concerned that the capacity of it wouldn't be enough to hold the fur, but it compresses it pretty well. I think it does real good. You may need to detangle the brush every now and then, but it just pops right out of the thing. Oh geez, why did I pull this stuff? Why did I do this? Why? Hide! Have to vacuum all the time. Yeah. I'm just gonna stay here because I'm scared. Uh-oh. Okay, whew. Thought I was about to die. I'm just gonna delist my group. Nobody's applying anyways. Nobody wants to play. Uh-oh. Okay, I was a little worried that delisting it was going to phase me. That happens sometimes. Use your link. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll see if I can work on that today after stream. I gotta figure out if I can recover that account. It hopefully doesn't require me talking to customer service, but it might. If the two-factor is set up with a phone I don't have anymore. We'll see if I can have it go through email. Oh. Tap in husband. What's he gonna do? I love him to pieces, but he isn't any better at that than I am. We have a lot of overlap in our strengths and weaknesses, which is very cute because we have a lot in common, but it does mean when certain challenges face us, neither one of us is particularly adept. Neither one of us is especially handy, and neither one of us is wildly tech savvy. I am maybe a tiny bit more, but like I'm increasingly useless. So if something's not working, usually what happens is I sit down to mess with it for an hour, and then I have a meltdown, and then he just like gives me a hug. He's the emotional support. Catching up on VODs, and what do you mean you don't have a microwave? I mean exactly what I say. It's pretty straightforward. You don't need them. You can use them. They're useful. They're not dangerous. I'm not like morally against them, but it's a huge commitment of counter space. They use a lot of power too, so if you have kind of old-fashioned electric like I do, and you're not careful of what you're running at the same time as it, you're gonna blow a breaker pretty easy. I've lived without one for 5 or 6 years now. So, 5 years. I've lived without one for 5 years now. Haven't missed it. I'm not morally against them. I don't think it is morally wrong to have a microwave, otherwise I would have to denounce like 99% of you. I just don't want one, which upsets people for some reason. Have a toaster oven, can bake things or air fry it. There we go. Weekly's finished. Yeah, how dare you not want a microwave? We have lots of badges. Oh yeah, 52, plus we're gonna turn in the weeklies. I'm gonna pull the 5 that I left to my priest. It's a lot of dishes, I assume? What's a lot of dishes? We also don't... Well, we have a dishwasher. We didn't used to, but our dishwasher doesn't work, so we don't have a dishwasher. But we don't have that many dishes. It's just 2 of us. We don't have kids. We don't host terribly often. When baking, how do you melt butter? Well, I don't really use butter. It's too expensive. I get margarine. But I just let it sit out. If I have to melt it, I'll do it on the stove. But if... In a lot of cases where they want me to use melted butter, I will just use a liquid oil instead anyway. And just kind of bypass that whole business. People are lazy, don't want to clean the dishes, needing counter space. I've had the breaker issue myself. I don't really understand what the microwave has to do with dishes. I feel like I'm missing something. Learned a new trick for getting butter to room temp in 5 minutes. When I was a teenager, my go-to slightly unethical hack that I used when I was baking, mind you, just for myself, and just for myself, is, and I don't know if I should say this, don't hate me, I would put a fully wrapped stick of margarine or butter or whatever in my bra, and my body heat would warm it up. It wouldn't touch my skin. Everything was clean. You don't leave it in there. You don't hug anybody. You're not trying to like melt it. You're just trying to like soften it up so you can bake with it. We're not canceling microwaves. I just don't have one. Nuance, everybody. Using a pot to heat up food. If it works, it works. This is how you get nicknames. Peak advice. Yeah. Oversalted my vegetables. Better than armpit, right? Of all the category of what will Hazel say did not have bra butter. That's what it needs. It's a catchy nickname. Microwave talk, don't hug anybody. I feel like there was one time when I tried to do this to warm up an egg, because sometimes you want eggs at room temperature. And I'm wondering if that's where the don't hug people advice comes from. If you're warming up eggs in your bra and then you hug somebody, then you're going to have a bad time. But I feel like eggs are too heavy to warm up in your bra, depending on how, like, clasped it is. Anyways, let's go shopping. Yeah. Forget it. Butter drifts down. It's pretty hard to forget that you have butter in your bra. Alright, we have plenty of badges. We're going to buy another winged chaise. And I actually have enough left over to buy the dumb cultist attire, so we're just going to get it. We'll have the item IDs. Bada bing, bada boom. Invest in the butter bra. I can see the infomercial now. Result in the oddest arrest report ever. If this implied bursts a little butter boob, never hurt anyone. I'm glad you guys get me. Alright, we're good collection-wise. We have, I think, everything from this vendor now. I could get copies of stuff, but I don't feel a strong need to. I could use this to buy, like, items that would give me appearances from this. I don't feel a strong need to. I think we're good. I think we go home. But wait, there's more! Margarine melons. Yeah, you can also just, like, set your butter out, you know, a couple hours before, as is tradition. It's just that some of us don't think of that. Anyways, I'm gonna be right back. Alright. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Let's see here. I'm pretty happy to be done with my, done with pre-patch event. We have as much of the stuff as I really care about. We can maybe fill in the gaps. It probably wouldn't be too hard if we do, like, another characters worth of weeklies. We could fill in the gaps of, like, the transmog. I don't really care about the transmog. I think we're not going to stress about it. What I want to do now is I want to grind Endeavor progress, and hopefully some of it will double dip for Trading Post, but I want to get coupons, and I want to work on my guild Endeavor, because some of them may not even know about shopping in other Endeavors, and they're going to come back right before midnight, and I want them to have the benefit of a fully leveled Endeavor. Oh, they're talking me into it. Hang on. I got 2 Trading Post mounts. I have Tender. I could get another one. Let me think about it. Oh, you know why I don't have it? It's because I have a better color. I literally own a pink one that is so much more me than the red one. Of course I don't need the red one. I have the pink one. That's right. Twilight Zone, nothing else? Yep, you betcha. Couple of quests, some stuff on the vendor. It's pretty straightforward. We're going to... Let's go home for a start. Let's go back to my house. I haven't been to my house in a little bit. This is my house level. We're at 7.5. Working on 8 for what? I don't know. I brought tea. I'm jealous. I want tea. Circular renewable system. You eat to warm up food and you warm up food to eat. Next meal will tell me to remember to defrost chicken. Minerals in the zone sell for big gold? Yeah. Elementium. People crafting decor. This boar, I don't mind it when the badger's around. The badger and the skunk are kind of cute. The boar is, I suppose it's fine. It's like a mountain boar though. What are you doing? This is my yard. You haven't seen it. I haven't changed anything. It's pretty cute. So how's our Endeavor doing? We're like 1.5 things. I think that the, I believe that the diminishing returns was weekly, right? The diminishing returns reset weekly. So I can once again get full credit. Yeah, it doesn't have this shown as completed despite the fact that I have done these. So I can do a fresh batch of Endeavor progress. And the floor for the diminishing returns is much higher than it used to be. So I think we can really clean up here. I've already bought all the Grummel stuff, but I could use the coupons. You doing yoga? Great, Greenhouse. Thank you very much. Weekly reset if you're not capped. Yeah, I do need more XP as well. Let's get to Kunlai. And we'll do some of the activities out there. I feel like those are the best ones. Running Mogashan Vaults I felt like was really, really good. Who's doing yoga? I've been dropping into a yoga class that's like, it's really nice. And it's like a vaguely manageable drive for me, so it's nice to just do in-person yoga again, but the yoga that I was doing in the city before was like pretty disciplined, pretty, not military. It was still somewhat gentle, but the gentleness was not the point. It was a little intense. And this one that I'm dropping into is sort of like yoga combined with like just senior fitness, which is kind of the perfect vibe. What am I doing? I'm doing Mogashan Vaults, that's right. Hello, hi Scarlett, how you doing? You know, sometimes you're doing yoga and sometimes you're just doing crunches with the ladies. Just how I found out that I hate crunches. I don't know why we don't just do boat pose, but it's not my class, so I'm not gonna say anything. Nothing will crank your abs quite like Navasana. We're gonna do dungeon difficulty. Rate difficulty? Let's just do it on normal. Me? Yoga? Never. Oh, I love it so much. It's funny, I thought about getting into it for like 10 years before I ever actually got into it. And it turned out what I needed to do was go to a class. I could not just do it on YouTube and be consistent. YouTube yoga is wonderful, but some people have this like chip in their head that lets them just do things for themselves without any accountability or anyone knowing. I need someone to witness me. I need there to be human beings that saw me turn up to the class and expected me to be there because I like signed up or whatever. I can't do it without that. Yoga. I just spent doing PvP. I'm lazy. There's decor to farm. Went to the work doctor. She told me I do need to find a way to exercise. Yeah. It makes you hurt less when you're farming decor. I'll give it that. That or a grade will get me to keep going. Yeah. That is the one downfall with yoga is as far as I can tell, there's no way to win yoga. No one's going to the yoga awards. Maybe I should have gotten into functional fitness. What if I got into CrossFit? I don't want to work that hard. Yoga Simulator 2026. Yeah, it's probably good for me to learn how to do things that don't involve winning, but I haven't won anything in years, so I think I've sufficiently given up. What about pickleball? I don't know why I hate pickleball. I think it's just because it's popular. I think I irrationally hate pickleball. And what it represents. It just used to cause a lot of noise. You could hear it in Victoria from, like, really far away. You can win yoga. Go at it. CrossFit people all need to get knee replacements. I'm sure that there are people that do CrossFit in, like, a safe way. I think it's changed a lot from the reputation that it gained in kind of, like, the early 2000s. I'm sure there are ways to do it that mitigate the risk for injury. People get injured doing yoga too. You just have to be aware of your body and what you're doing and what you're asking of it. You just don't want to rush, hurry, or do anything that you're not ready for. Winning yoga is like winning therapy. Hate anything popular? Got it? I mean, kind of. Sometimes. Safe with CrossFit. Some ortho surgeons swear by it to prevent joint disease. Sometimes it can be popular to dunk on something like CrossFit as dangerous because it's much easier to sit here and do no exercise and then talk about how I would, but it's just so dangerous. All of those fit people working hard in CrossFit, they're the real silly billies. They're making the big mistake, and it's kind of easy to sit here and like not do any exercise and say that's why, when there are plenty of safe and like there's a middle ground, you know. Just because one guy did way too much, tore out both his arms and had a heart attack doesn't mean that that's what you have to do. Just don't be like, you know, rotator cuff Bob. Is yoga the sport that looks like stretching? No offense. Yoga is not a sport. So that's probably where part of the confusion comes from. I don't think you're ever going to see it in the Olympics. It is more akin to something like Tai Chi, maybe? But there's lots of different versions of it. It's kind of like an amalgamation of a lot of different sort of like philosophies, but at its very fundamental, yoga is about meditation. It's gotten very far away from that in different disciplines. There's some places where you'll go to a yoga class and they're not going to talk about your mind at all. But the fundamental, like, core of yoga is to bring the body to a place that makes it easier for your mind to access a meditative state. That's the theory. There's a lot of other stuff. It gained a lot of gymnastic influences in the last 100 years. In India, in colonial India, in order to kind of grow it in popularity and establish culture, they took on a lot of aspects of like British gymnastics and stuff. So you'll see some gymnastic elements in different yoga disciplines now. Flexibility is part of it, strength is part of it, but it's really good at giving your nervous system kind of a reset, and letting go of a lot of tension that you were kind of subconsciously holding on to is what I like it for. Makes you feel real noodly, makes you feel real loose, and it's a good mental health reset for me. What do you think of the new Mount Collection Achievement Mount? Love it. Gorgeous. Beautiful mount. Kind of surprised it's only for 600. I feel like we could maybe go up a few. You have to kill the birds, by the way. Just imagine yoga at the Olympics. Chuckled. It's like saying the gym is dangerous if you do it wrong. Yes, car can run into your apartment, so... yeah, you can't really avoid danger. And doing nothing is also a choice that carries its own dangers, so you gotta kind of pick your adventure. I feel like the thing with exercise is you gotta find something you like doing. If you don't like doing it, you're not gonna keep doing it. Or if you are, you're gonna hate yourself in kind of a grim way. So like it may seem like everything sucks, but I feel like for a lot of people, there's something that you enjoy. Sometimes it looks different. Like, I'm not a gym person. I don't want to be inside. So like yoga is good because it's got more of the mind calming than I need. Hiking is amazing because I like to be outside looking at birds and stuff, and hiking kind of keeps your brain busy because you're always looking at different stuff, and there's kind of like puzzles of how do I get up this mountain without falling off it and dying. I think the danger is good. A lot of people like bouldering and rock climbing for that same reason. The danger kind of sharpens your mind, and the puzzle solving keeps your mind busy so you don't get bored. Some people really like swimming. It's good. Some people just like going for walks. Walking's great. Love walking. You can get out with your dog. Go walking up a hill. Call it a hike. You just gotta find something you like. But I find that nothing makes me feel quite as grim and filled with bitterness than just like sitting around and not exercising at all. That's why I swim competitively, because I enjoy it. I could never run. Yeah, I'm not a running person either. I try to be a running person. Turns out I can't do it. See you later, Mr. Sonic Gen. I've made a mistake somewhere. Oh, do I need to go do, maybe I need to go do, no, this one should be available. How do I activate this? I have to talk to Cho or something? Did he come with me? Have I lost something? Beep boop, beep boop. I did forget to talk to Laura Walker Cho. That's precisely what happened. Let's go do that. Go swimming with this weather lately. Talk to Laura Walker Cho, you betcha. Console? Not quite. Getting there. Console is soon. We have to do this boss first. Raid is full of stuff like that. Big in hiking and hill climbing. Very good exercise, but only if you want tree trunk legs. Don't know whose genes made this happen, but Kiddo asked me to join the running club at school. I think running clubs are a huge social thing for young people these days. Big deal. Martial arts, fun one. I feel like I would have gotten really into that if there had been like a class available to me when I was young. I did dance classes when I was young. Yoga's been really good for getting me more in touch with my body. I had a lot of numbness and a lot of, I forget there's a word for it, but there's a word for like not feeling or being like energetically aware. Like weightlifters will call it your mind-muscle connection. I had a problem, which a lot of people have, where I had almost none of that. I was like completely locked down. And yoga does a really good job of like very gently, but over time getting you more in touch with and able to use different muscles and parts of your body, and like rotating and being aware of where something is sitting and being aware of where your weight is sitting and working on balance and like getting you more in touch with your everything. in a way that's been very nice. Grounding. Yeah, one of those words. Asymptonosia. Maybe not quite as serious as that. Yeah, not so much brain trauma related. I've had a couple of good concussions in my day, but like... I think my noodle's okay. Took a couple of good whacks to the head. Careful with your head, it's important. Neuromuscular adaptation, yeah. Happens to lots of people. Happens to lots of people. Hey, you wanna come up? Baby girl. But I think it just helps with pain. The other thing I'm hoping it helps with, assuming that I stick with it for my adult life, is keeping mobility through older years. A lot of the people in my various yoga classes have been seniors, and I've heard a lot that it makes a huge difference with keeping your muscle and keeping your mobility and keeping your strength. You have to use it, and it's really easy as things start to kind of break down and get tired and hurt to not use things, but that's how you lose more of it. A lot of older people saying that yoga's been really good for them, so I'd like to try to keep it up as I age, so I can hopefully age a little stronger. I think I would be very, 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 very depressed if my body gave up on me to the point that I just have to sit in a chair and be a brain. Good news for us holy priest folks, they buffed holy, and bad news is all they did was add 8% to all our healing. Is that bad? That sounds huge. 8% overall sounds like a big buff. Need to play Jetpack Cat ASAP. Jetpack Cat. Still boring. Oh, yeah. Under the balcony? Is that not where I went? No, it's not where I went. Good point. Hi, baby. How are ya? Oh, it's a new Overwatch hero. They added a Jetpack Cat. 5 new heroes. Wow. They're still making Overwatch, I guess. Good for them. Never give up on your dreams. People must play Overwatch. I'm getting the serious head bumps. Reverting the name back to just Overwatch. Did they give up on the whole Overwatch 2 fiasco? I could never understand that. It did not make sense to me as a game to make a sequel. It made much more sense to do expansion packs. Still pretty popular? Is that a joke or serious? I'm always serious. I never joke. I haven't been very engaged in Overwatch for a long time, so I'm not sure what they're doing. I played in the first like 2 seasons. Dropped Warcraft Rumble. I'm just waiting to finish Pandaland Classic. And I'm done with Blizzard. When they dropped it is in when they put it out or when they stopped putting it out? Can't play Overwatch, get way too tilted. Dixon, thank you for the 6-month resub. Mayhaps ask what closed caption add-on used for Twitch. Oh, you can ask. What do I do? I was just fixing this because it broke. It used to be like a Google Cloud thing. And I was trying to... The plugin died. I think it might be built in now. Captions. They're working? That's good. I think it's built into OBS. I think I'm on OBS 32.0.4. I'm not running any extra plugins that are caption related anymore. I used to. I think it's the built-in experimental captions. It's just using Microsoft. Yeah. I would play around with the tools. Oh, and they stopped making updates. Gotcha. What heroes did you play in Overwatch? I feel like we played a bunch of stuff. I did some Lucio. I would heal pretty often, so, you know, your usual Mercy main stereotype. But I would play Lucio. I would play the lady that shot the darts, Ana. I would play Zenyatta, the ball guy. I don't know. We would rotate. Started playing it to have an excuse to play with a guy, but I've never played an FPS in my life. So I sucked, but it was worth it. Now he's my boyfriend. I quit. Oh, he's your boyfriend. He quit, and now you're addicted to it. So it goes Toxic Hanzo all day. They must have added... I bet if I went back and played it again, I wouldn't recognize anything that was going on anymore. It's been too long. Oh, bless you. Hi, how are you? You seem good. You look like you feel good. Big hug. Am I getting... Is this working, by the way? Am I getting Endeavor progress? I guess I can track it. Defeat bosses. Okay, so we did at least one, and we got... At some point... Yeah, I got 40 community coupons for doing the boss thing once. We're gonna get another 30 coupons when we get through 4 more of them. Hopefully they've fixed it up a little bit, and it works a little better. Because... Oh yeah, also Traveler's Log progress. That's good. Hopefully they've fixed this, because last time I was doing it, I was doing the dungeon, and I was getting really inconsistent progress on the Bosses Guild thing. I am at Mogushan Vaults. It's the raid in Kunlai Summit. I'm doing it for Endeavor. I'm doing it for Grumble Endeavor. We did a lot of this in Mop Remix. This was like the main original first round raid that we were doing a lot of in Mop Remix. Stinky Bright Potion in Duskwood. The zone is bright. It looks almost cheerful. I have to check for new ones. I'm gonna do... Last time I was doing this, I guess I did a little bit of everything. The bosses were definitely the biggest contributor, like running Mogushan Vaults, and then also the dungeon that's up here, Shadowpan Monastery. That gave the biggest chunk of like experience and coupons. Like doing this once, even with the DR, is gonna give me 10 pieces or 15 pieces of furniture worth of house experience. My house level isn't even caught up to the Endeavor cap yet. Husband gonna join your stream for leveling midnight release? I guess he could. He really could. Although I don't think I level fast enough for him. I think it's a bit cruel. He likes leveling with me. We like leveling together, but like especially if I'm streaming, I think the kindest thing is just to cut him loose and let him go free and level by himself, because otherwise he's just gonna be standing around jumping while I'm like talking to chat and getting distracted. And I think I feel too bad as he's trying to get me to like click stuff or pick up a quest or turn it in or whatever. Yeah, max level before you get 3 levels, yeah. Back to the yoga thing. It is worth it, keep hearing. Now that I'm retired, keep up with working out, but I feel like my mobility is getting worse. The nice thing with yoga, and a really good yoga teacher can help you with this, there's no like baseline level of fitness required. Everything can be modified, and can be modified down to a place where you find where you're working. There's always like a modification or something that can support you to make it easier, to help you build strength and work on the right thing that you're supposed to work on, and then eventually you make progress, or you don't. But there's always a version that's available to you. And what you can do might vary on different days. There's lots of things I do where some days I'm using props and some days I don't. But a lot of people think you need like a certain type of body or a certain amount of flexibility or a certain amount of physical fitness, and you don't need any of it. You can do yoga with injuries, you can do yoga around injuries, and you can do yoga to help rehab injuries. You just need to do it very carefully and ideally under the guidance of a good teacher. Bad teachers can do a lot of damage, but a good one will help support you and help you listen to your body so that you don't put anything in danger. That's true, you do have to be conscious. But my old yoga teacher used to say that that yoga is for the young and the old, and the healthy and the sick, and a couple other things. But the only people it's not for is the dead and the lazy, is the thing he used to say. Just maybe more judgy than some things, but sometimes I was lazy. How often do I do it? Nowadays, right now I'm at twice a week. I'm trying to work myself up to do another once or twice a week at home. Would help me out a lot. I used to go like almost all the time. I used to go like 3-4 times a week, 5 times a week sometimes, which was too much. I was doing too much. How do you find good teachers? You try classes. A lot of classes will have drop-ins, where you can just kind of go and pay for one class, and you just listen to them and see if you feel like it's a good fit, if you feel supported, if you feel like they're You know, like, are they asking about injuries? If you ask for a modification, are they, like, helpful with that? You have to kind of advocate for yourself and stand up for yourself and say, like, I have, like, an injury here, or, like, this is difficult, or I don't feel like I'm doing this right. Can you help? And then see if they help. Most yoga teachers are pretty good, though. The ones I've run into, anyway. What am I doing? I'm leaving this raid. I guess I'm gonna do the thing. Start a group. Select a playstyle. List the group. Leave the group. And then we're gonna hang out for a few minutes. Favorite pose that helped you the most? What's good for me? I mean, I feel like you wouldn't have just one. My hips are chronically pretty tight, so a lot of figure 4 is good for me. My hips are even a little too tight to do a proper pigeon. My outer hips. So I do, the best hip stretch I can do for those is like a standing figure 4 kind of a chair variation, and it's also like a balance posture. Down dog's great. Love down dog. Down dog's good for your hammies. Down dog's a really good place to breathe. Fill up your back, work on your arms, hands. Talking about habits, do you get a chance to play your trumpet? I totally could. I don't, though. I haven't brought it out. What about up dog? I love up dog. What's up dog? A standard vinyasa is going to have you go through up dog and then eventually into down dog, and I love it because it bends your back kind of. I love a good back bend. I'm not strong enough to do like a proper vinyasa. I put my knees down almost every time still. I was almost there when I was going all the time, but I have a hard time building upper body strength. I'm working on it. But yeah, no shame in modifications. Have you settled in? New apartment? I'm settled in really good. I like it very much here. It's actually a house. I bought a house. I bought a standalone house. For me! It's a pretty big deal. Pretty proud of myself. It's pretty fancy. By house standards, it's not fancy, but because it's a house, it's fancy. How's that going? It's good. I have kind of a running mental list that I really need to write down of things that the house either needs or will needs or has needed, and I'm trying to stay on top of like just regular maintenance. I'm trying to prevent catastrophes, you know. Decor projects, no. I am not gonna do anything cosmetic in the first year. Partly because I don't have the money for it, and partly because I want to give the layout and the colors and everything a chance to grow on me, and a chance for me to really think through what I want to do. I don't want to jump the gun and like paint too early. Also, like I said, I really can't afford it. I need to save my money for like functional stuff. Raid difficulty, dungeon difficulty, let's just do normal. Big garden. Compared to a balcony, it's the Taj Mahal. Very first house. Oh yeah, for sure. I've never owned a house before. It's the first house I've owned everywhere. If I have my way, it'll be the last house I ever own. I don't want to move. I'm going to stay here until I die. Been watching last time you cleaned the streaming room. It's been some time. One person in the house. No, I got married. I have a husband. I have a dog. I have a cat. Cat's right here. I have one fish. Not just me. Do you grow strawberries? I'm going to try. There's some planted in the garden already. Oh, guys, the bulbs are starting to come up. I think that there's some tulips. There's definitely some snowdrops. There's definitely some crocus, and the bulbs are starting to sprout, and it feels like spring. It's very exciting. There's some yellow ones, and there's some purple ones. The purple ones are crocuses. The yellow ones are a mystery to me. Oh, I need to be careful not to do this too fast. Just now catching up, turning 21 years old tomorrow. Happy early birthday. Foot of snow here. Frigid temps in New York. Did the fall spring get them? I don't know when they're supposed to come up. Maybe it got them? I don't know. Weather's been a little warm and rainy lately. So exciting. We're buried in ice still. Grow some avocado. Nothing fancy. You can flex if you can grow one. I can't. I don't think avocados will like my climate. I am in Canada. It's not really like a natural crop here. Oh, I broke it. You have to be careful with this one. You can bust this one pretty easy. I am going to grow some flowers. I've got a lot of flower seeds this year. I've got some started in flats inside already, and then some I'm going to wait and put outside. I'm 33. Summer's tough here, yeah. Okay, so I can wait this out or I can leave. I think I have to leave and reset. Have you tried orchids? I have, behind me, I have a Lego orchid on the shelf up there. That's a little kitty cat. I have a Lego orchid, and I think that's about the extent of my orchid growing abilities. I've never tried a real orchid because I'm afraid of them. Because they feel weird. They seem like strange plants. They follow different rules than other plants. So I haven't tried them. I also don't know if I like them that much. I like my Lego orchid, but orchids scream like, I don't know, massage place. They scream like ultra feminine spa environment, and it's just not really my vibe. No cheating, real one. Yeah, I don't know if I like them enough to do it. I don't think this is gonna work. How do you feel about carnivorous plants? I like them well enough, but not enough to worry about feeding them. I like low maintenance plants. I love growing stuff, but I want to grow stuff that wants to grow. I don't want to babysit something. I need my things to look out for themselves. I grow tough plants. Less fancy, not super exotic, just sturdy stuff that will be green and happy. Mom has been collecting orchids from people who buy them and then basically kill them, give up on them, and then she tries to save them. Alright, here's how we're going to reset this. Boyfriend loves them, never got to flower them. They need a lot of heat and light. Yeah. Seems like a good project for other people. I did get a plant for my office. I can just barely fit it in the windowsill. I've got a very narrow windowsill in this room. But it's a peperomia. I got like an unvariegated, just like a basic girl green one. Because I wanted something that was just going to be happy here. So let's reset our instances. Remind me where instance reset is? Is it not here? Maybe I don't have instances reset because I didn't kill a boss. Ponytail palm, indestructible. Love it. Pothos are vining plants. I have some in my aquarium. They drive me nuts in pots because they just end up vining places and I don't know where I want them to go. And it's like annoying trying to build them up into a bushy thing because that's not what they want to do. So I've kind of given up on vining plants. I don't do Monstera either. I'm happy with my selection of plants. I have a lot of Sansevieria. I've got a lot of snake plants, the snake plant relatives. Love those. I've got a Haworthia. I could use another one. I have a peace lily. I've got a ficus. I've got a couple of zygocactus. I've got a couple of lots of jades. Love jades. If I had like one plant that I'm like really into, it's a jade plant. Love a jade plant. Moonshanko B, thank you for the 2-month resub. Not cat safe. I have many plants that are not pet safe. My pets just don't touch them. They never have. I've never had a problem. I just keep them in places that my pets don't get to. And that's kind of the end of that. It's kind of like how my laundry chemicals are also not pet safe and I just don't feed them to my cat. It would be different if you had cats that were jumping up on things and eating stuff. And if I ever get any other pets, I have to keep an eye on it to make sure that they don't get into trouble. Because other animals may not be the same, but yeah. Let's see. Dungeon difficulty. I don't need to reset. I guess I'll reset it. Now I have a reset button. Full spectrum grow lights. Was wondering if you know if they would help with winter depression. Seasonal affective disorder lamps are usually... The spectrum is part of it, but the lumens, like the actual amount of light it's blasting at you, I think is a more key component. So they're usually like really bright, really. I was looking it up. There's like ranges of qualifications for the lights. My key lights, actually, my streaming lights, I turned up my streaming lights recently and readjusted my levels so that I could have a little more light coming at me to kind of help me with winter. I don't know if a grow light, it might help, it might not hurt. Extra light around wouldn't be a bad thing, but slightly different. Cat goes on a whole buffet if I let him. This one won't eat anything but her food. She barely, like, she'll eat treats. She won't, like, but new treats, like she's, oh, I need to be careful. Oh, I need to be careful. Okay, so the serpent's coming. And I'm going to very carefully right-click it. If I break this again, I'm just going to give up on this dungeon. There we go. And then I'm going to leave him alone for a second. And now he'll die. All right, you just have to slow down a little bit. Slow down. A lot of my favorite plants are either succulents or succulent adjacent. I have a hard time with ferns. I can't keep them humid enough. I let them get too crispy. I need stuff that I can kind of neglect a little bit, which is why succulents go so well for me. They can dry out and not be too much worse off for it. And it's pretty good for them to dry out every now and then. I have a hard time keeping up with watering the peace lily as much as it wants to be watered, even though it literally lives right next to my kitchen sink. Palms. Yeah. I like a few little plants. Especially with the heat. I think I need to get over my hatred of fake plants, though. I dislike fake plants as a concept because it irritates me that they're lying to me. They're pretending to be something they're not. And I need to get over that and let that go so I can decorate with them in places that aren't going to get enough lights to keep real plants happy. Because there's low light plants, but they're not doing good. They're just dying slowly. It's depressing. Keep the fake Lego plants. I love the Lego plants. I have one more that I need to put together. I have a few of them displayed in my main room. I thought about doing Lego plants on the shelf instead of the WoW plushies. I kind of thought of doing like a greener thing with like the plants and the Lego plants and then like an aquarium and some more plants coming out of it instead of like the WoW stuff. But I wonder if people would be a little hurt that I took the WoW stuff down. It might feel like a little betrayal of where I came from. What I'm hearing is you need more Lego plants. Not letting it go, though. Totally fine hating them. Yeah. What I like about real plants is that they're alive and they're on a journey. They're changing. You know, either for better or for worse, but over time they are changing. And a fake plant is just going to be what it is. And it's going to get dusty and that's it. I have had bear paw succulents. I had one when I was in Oregon. They're very cute. I haven't had one since, though. I had a huge succulent phase in my early 20s. I saw a Lego puppy recently. My hands, they are definitely on their final journey. My logic with plants is you got to figure out what you're going to get along with. And don't expect you to cave to the plant. Find plants that will work for what you're already going to do. There's no plant that is cool enough to talk me into putting more effort into it, so what I needed to do was nail down exactly which plants were going to do well with my personal brand of neglect. And I've more or less got it nailed down. I can get them plenty of regular light because I keep them in windowsills. And my windows in this house have so much more light than my windows in my last apartment. My last apartment had terrible sun exposure. It had sun exposure from one window that looked directly, it was not private at all. So I kept like privacy film on it, which kind of dampened the light a little bit. And I managed to keep some plants in there, but this place has much better natural light and I'm so happy. I'm not in a dark cave anymore. Well, maybe a little bit of a dark cave, but that's just because I have the curtains closed for streaming. I can open them after stream's over. Thank you for your guides. Una's doll just dropped, and now I'm going to embark on the longer journey for Una plus ball plus waste. Nice. Plants that vibe with your climate? Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're houseplants, then it doesn't matter. It does matter some, because your climate's going to determine how much light you get. And to some extent, your interior humidity, but your temperature and your humidity can be controlled for, or are naturally going to be a little different than outside. Yeah. I live in a pretty humid climate. The struggle here is just to make sure the humidity doesn't get so high that things start to mold, because that's easy here. It is a humid place. Is my quest or my endeavor progress actually coming along? We'll have to take a look at it. It is wet, wet, wet here. Try to keep a banana tree. She's browning ever since Q and Q. Can't let her go. I get a lot of, I used to get a lot of, not so much in this place, but I used to get a lot of crispy tips on stuff. I'm going to check on bosses. Kill bosses. Okay, so I have done it twice. So I just got the second one with the last boss, and it gave me 27 coupons. So I could realistically leave. This is still on cooldown, though. There's no, like, teleport out of here, really. You can just run out the door. Because I'd love to do some, killing Hosen and... I'd love to do some killing Hosen and also some questing, for more Endeavor credit here. Yeah, look at how far it's going already, just with what I've been doing this morning. You're so close to 8! Oh, with my house level. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how close I am to the new cap. I actually don't know. Here, we'll have kill Hosen and complete quests in Kunlai Summit. That's what we're gonna do. If I had gathering stuff, we can also throw lumber up there as well. Do the leave my own group trick. I usually do it at the end of the dungeon. I figured I'm close enough to the beginning I can just run back. Bugged out TOT, can't get past G-Kun's room. That sucks. Algorithms are weird. They are designed to send you down rabbit holes. They want you to keep watching as long as possible. I haven't been in Throne of Thunder in a long time. Is it for an Endeavor or just for, like, mount farming? I can probably sell these once a Harmony. Mats for decor. Gotcha. I looked at Instagram tattoos to see how creative people get and see things that should not be tattooed. I would be worried at seeing a lot of generated creations as well that may or may not be realistic. A lot of things that aren't a thing. Got everything I needed from the first boss. Was like, well, since I'm here, get Endeavor progress. Yeah. Tazoo, man, thanks for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Thanks for picking me for your prime. I think sometimes tattoo sharing spaces often end up also becoming places for people to sort of like covertly advertise their adult content if they have tattoos. Yeah, ends up with some of that. Cicero SPQR. Thank you very much for the 4-month resub. Appreciate it. No, I don't think you're looking for adult content, but it's one of those things that ends up like infiltrating tattoo spaces in particular. That's all I mean. Oh, Hazel, you look radiant. Oh, thank you. Let's do some questing. I think that they reset these. They let you like do more of them. Maybe. Let's go to 1 keg. We're gonna quest and we're gonna kill Hosen and maybe get a little bit of lumber. If we get 60 bamboo lumber. 60 is kind of a lot though. I wonder if it's not like worth it time-wise. It probably isn't. What I probably should do is just keep running keep running Mogashan Vaults, but I don't want to run Mogashan Vaults anymore. This way. Mysterious bags for transmog? No, I'm farming Endeavor tasks for coupons so I can do some more shopping. And also to kind of help progress my neighborhood's Endeavor. Went through a competitive tattoo phase with a friend. So I have more than I wish I had. Oh, weird. I'd remove them, but my lymph nodes are full of ink already, so yeah. It's quite a situation. Hi, baby girl. Hey, hi, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Oh, see you later. Alright, let's settle down and enjoy some good old-fashioned Grummel fun. Parts of the body I didn't even know could be inked. Yeah. A lot of them seem like they would really hurt and also not really become visually available very often. Midnight when? End of the month for early access, beginning of next month otherwise. Hiking, inspire some bravery, you betcha. Although it looks like there's more quests we can pick up here. Farming lumber, waiting for the farm to finish panda crafted, getting there. Nice. You're cruising. These are pretty good. They're less boring than doing the raids over and over again. All my tattoos felt like a couple hour long bee sting and doing more than hurting. I mean, I haven't had tattoos on, like, I don't know, my eyeballs or my lips or anything like that, but when I was working on mine, for the most part, you kind of get used to it and you settle in and it just kind of turns into like a, I don't know, like a dull burn more than anything. It's not that distressing. When I'm getting tattooed, I'm wildly aware that I opted into it, so I'm not that, I don't know, I'm not really freaking out about it. It's just kind of a thing that's happening. Although some areas are definitely harder to sit with than others. In and around my elbows and in and around my wrists hurt quite a bit, and yeah, I had to do a lot more just like focusing on breathing to like kind of manage, but there's only so long your body can sustain putting up pain like that from something. At a certain point, it realizes that you're not going to do anything about it, so it kind of leaves you alone. Yeah, eyeballs freak me out in general. I think that someone tattooing their eyeball is operating with different goals than me. They're so far from me that I don't understand, and maybe that's okay. I hope that they're receiving what they seek effectively. Favorite food? Random question. No, it's good. I've been craving tiramisu, which is a dessert. I don't know if that's my favorite food. I like bread. I love a good bagel. Yeah, I think the risk aversion, pain tolerance, and goals of that person is probably out of my scope of imagination. Almost got an unfortunate piercing. Glad I didn't. Should go to Germany. Famous for bread. Do love me some bread. I need to be inspiring hiking guides. Oh, they're in a cave. Howling Wind Cavern. Okay. I wonder if this is the cave? Does it loop back? No, this is the Tomb of Shadows. This is different. Can't wait. Saved housing for release. It's really fun. What's the unfortunate piercing you almost got? I, for a long time, was debating more. I have 2 piercings in each of my ears. And that's it. Nothing else is pierced. And I think that's pretty much where I'm destined to be. I think when I was a teenager, I was thinking about like a nose ring, but I think I decided against it. I don't want to worry about it. I don't think I really want one badly enough to pierce my nose. I like my intact nose. Oh, here's the cave. I found it. No tattoos or piercings. Weird having none living in Portland. I like to think they'd understand. Everyone I met in Portland was very accepting of everyone else's desire to live their own lives. It was very, very live, laugh, love. Belly button rings seem popular. Yeah, I think that would maybe attract the wrong kind of attention. I will sometimes wear like slightly cropped workout tops to do yoga in, and then I sometimes wonder, like I'll kind of look around and see what other people are wearing and try and decide if that's appropriate. Because in some environments it's fine, and in some environments you're maybe doing a little bit much and you just don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. I think a belly button ring would take it from mostly fine like into a territory that I'm not prepared to occupy. It's not a bad territory to be in. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not a journey that I feel like I need to go down. German breakfast with rolls, meat, and cheese are to die for. Have an adjacent thing, never show it. I'm trying to think of what's adjacent to tattoos or piercings. Think of belly dancers when I think of belly rings. I think of like 2002 not Shakira, because I don't even know if Shakira has a pierced belly button, but like, I think of like early 2000s mall glam on like teenagers is what I think. It reads very young to me. All the girls wore those ultra low-rise jeans. They were awful because when you sat, they would pinch you right at your hip crease and just cut off all the circulation to your legs. They were not comfy. Don't you want to be young? I want to be exactly the age that I am. Who's your favorite music artist to listen to? I like the Glass Animals. Right now, I've been in kind of like a, I don't know what you would call it. It's pop music, but I don't know what the subgenre is, if it's hyper pop or dance pop or whatever. Millennial nostalgic artist new release dance pop. The latest Kesha album and the latest Demi Lovato album have both been going platinum in my kitchen, so to speak, in my car. It's not that deep, and then Kesha's was just called Period, but it was spelled with punctuation, which made it really annoying to search for in like a voice-controlled speaker. Low-rise jeans, worst invention ever. And not a trend I feel a deep desire to engage in again. I understand that it's back, but it's not back for me. Besides, there was no way to bend over to pick anything up without just like going full plumber's crack. That's not nice on anyone. I decided the best course of action would be for a friend to pierce my septum at home with a safety pin. Oh no. Female artist. Best female artist. Maybe Sinead O'Connor. I love some of her early stuff. She's gone now. But her live performance of Troy is one of like my favorite live performances of anything ever. I love that song. I have my tongue pierced, let it heal over. Now my tongue is noticeably heavier in my mouth. A little bit of scar tissue. Yeah, she had a really hard life. If you've ever read her memoirs, she went through like a lot, and she dealt with it in a very human way. And I feel like art is just more, I don't know. You can tell when art was made because someone had something they needed to let out. Big thing for Jewel, Later Lights. Don't get me wrong, I also love like super dumb, super commercial hyper pop. Sometimes you just want a boogie in your kitchen, but Amy Lee, Shirley Manson, honorable mentions. Why is there no music in this cave? It's spooky. Maybe there'll be music when I leave the cave? I have it on. It's dead silent. Amy Winehouse. I'm sure I'll think of more. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against the current modern pop acts. I'm not against some Taylor Swift. I even liked the new album. I don't really get what's wrong with it. I mean, I understand, but I don't mind. Taylor is my go-to girl for folding laundry. I will put on Taylor and I'll sit on my bed and I'll fold my laundry. And she's always been there for me for that. Yeah, I like Chappell Roan. I want more, and this is not up to me because I am not Chappell Roan, but I want more like, I'm not a big ballad person. I'm just not that sad anymore. When I was younger, I understood, but I'm 33 and happy. Like, I'm not that heartbroken. So I personally want a song with a beat. You know, like she's done a lot of ballads more recently. There are some really great pop songs on, what is it, Downfall of a Midwest Pop Princess, and I want more stuff like that, but I understand it's not up to me. Taylor Billionaire. Isn't she, though? Happens. Like that Karma song. Sometimes I think I broke my game when I stopped hearing music in it, or that I just disconnected. Some areas just don't have it. Now that I'm back out of the cave, there is some background music happening again. Alright, so there's 4 out of 5 quests. How am I doing on coupons? Let me collect all my coupons. Pink Pony Club is very catchy. I think it's incredible that it was out and pretty underground for so long before it finally blew up. Like, it's really fascinating how music catches on or doesn't catch on. There's, like, you want things to just, like, succeed or fail on merit and word of mouth, and sometimes it works that way, but there's so many more factors to it that are really interesting. Saw Katy Perry in concert once. Wife wanted to go. Yeah, I don't think I get too mad at artists for being billionaires when I'm sitting here getting paid in Bezos bucks. I don't have to love the capitalism, but I don't think I get to make a big stink about it. Not really my thing. Not that hard to make music. I encourage everyone to try to make their own. Even if you suck at it, you're still creating. Not doing classic. No plans to do classic. I thought I was going to kill more Hosen on that questline. How many coupons do I want? I want a lot. I want a lot of coupons for shopping. Do the quest completion one again. I bet you I can take this to milestone 2. It seems to be moving a lot further now. I'm the only one logged in, so all of this progress that we've seen today, going from, what, here up to here, has been just me. Goes pretty good clip. The bosses one is so much more progress and everything. What I really should do is I should get on another character. I should clear Mogishan Vaults again. Or, like, find a way to get another lockout. I don't really remember how to do the lockouts. I do plan to watch the Olympics. I'm actually really excited. I loved watching the last ones. I have my account all set up to watch the Canadian broadcast version of it. I'm going to watch a little bit of everything. There's not that many sports. There's like half as many, a little less than half as many Winter Olympic sports as there are Summer Olympic sports. So I feel like there's not... it's maybe a little easier to keep up with most of it. I am particularly interested in the figure skating. Gonna watch a bunch of that. What else? Various skiing. Talking pop girlies. Zara Larson's been popping off recently. I think I have a getting old brain where it's harder for me to get into new releases from new artists that I haven't heard of. And instead I will listen to new releases of artists that I have heard of that were popular when I was young. Thus the Kesha and Demi Lovato fixation. Getting old happens to all of us. Do you get taxed for streaming? You need to pay income tax on your earnings like you would with any job. It's not tax-free income. That would be something. Yeah, that would be something else. And done. I'm seeing if I can one Manus to milestone 2. Hi Hazel, how's it going? It's going good. How are you? I think I'm probably best off doing, if I want to do the bosses again for progress, which is by far the fastest way for me to get like extra stuff, I think I'm best off just running that raid in a bunch of different characters. I don't want to reflect the 3 shrines. It's going to take a while. Since we're on music, what was up with Sylvanas' singing voice in this last cinematic? What was this? Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that. Maybe I skipped past it, or maybe I just forgot. She was singing? Feel with streaming a hard thing to do? That's a kind take. It's not, I mean, it's a specialized thing. I think people will do it to a greater or lesser extent, depending on what it is you're looking to do and accomplish. I appreciate all the flattery. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm working like manual labor or even a particularly stressful knowledge work job. It is knowledge work, and it could be a lot of pressure if you take it upon yourself, but you are very you have a lot of autonomy, so you can choose how much pressure you want to take on. As I clearly have. I let opportunities slide by me like they're going down the river by my road. I started playing WoW in Wrath of the Lich King. I once read music you listen to is the stuff you're exposed to in your up to your mid to late 30s. It's been fairly true for me. Yeah, I might have skipped it. If you did it early on, it was bugged, no song. Good at filling dead air. Appreciate that. I'm not as good as I used to be. I have more dead air than I used to have, but sometimes you need to think about what you're gonna say. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I want to kill some hosen is what I want to do. Should be lots of them in the village. I feel the pressure at work every day, and I guess when I went into training I thought I wouldn't. Definitely feel it daily. Your job has actual stakes, though. Like, if I do or don't do my job, there is very little evil or suffering or wrong that will happen in the world. Stakes are pretty low. Worst thing that can happen for me personally is if I don't do enough of my job, I can't pay my bills. That sucks, but like that's kind of true of everybody's job. I want stakes in my job. I think I'm a little off. I wonder if I'm phased, actually. Not true, miss you terribly. Oh, shucks. You'll all be, like, medically alright, though. Poor Flabby and Moose will be affected if this is true. Are we sharing? To the extent that you feel comfortable doing it. Please don't dox yourself, but broad strokes, I think, fine. It's not like Google doesn't already know. An accountant for a construction company. Kira. My baby girl. Is there a quest I'm picking up right here? No. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this character home for the time being. I'm going to get on another character and do Shadow or Mogashan Vaults again. I think that's the best way to do this. Oh, it's 11:49. When did the start of the stream go? Context, resident physician. Are you in... Did you say you were in emergency medicine? Or is that too much? Or is that something you used to do? 30 years ago, they used to send everyone a giant doxing book to every house. Yeah, it's true. And I'm sure some people got stalked. Software dev in a startup? Work out what I need to do most days. Hello. Hi, baby girl. Yeah, do a little run through. Anytime jobs come up, I always end up feeling, or being reminded of the fact that most of you guys are like, I think for average, this audience tends to be pretty well educated and tends to be pretty well employed. A lot of you guys have really cool jobs. And I'm proud of you. Residency, we rotate departments, have to do... Oh, you have done trauma, surgery, ER, many more. Oh, gotcha. Do you have a specialty that you have in mind for when you're done your residency? Not me, I'm retired. Office worker, not cool at all. Suits my lifestyle. Was an RT, architect, engineer. I once, and this was kind of crazy. It was in Portland. It was a long time ago. I was offered a chair, like a secondhand ergonomic office chair from fans. I'd been sitting in like an IKEA chair. It was hurting my back. I'd been talking about it on stream. This had to have been at least 10 years ago. And some fans reached out to me and said they were getting rid of a nice office chair because they had upgraded and they wanted to know if I wanted it, and they lived in Portland. So myself and my partner at the time went to their house to pick up this chair, and it was in a high-rise apartment, like a nice one in Portland, and I was like so awestruck by like how fancy this was, and I was like, wait, you guys are excited to meet me? It was a little Twilight Zone just because they were fans. They were chill. They were really nice. They gave me the chair. I sat in it for years. It was a super nice thing for them to do. Nowadays, I would maybe think twice before going to someone's house, but that's because I have issues now. But I just remember being like, wow, you guys are really successful to be a fan of this. This is cool. We're going to Kunlai. They were like a really cute couple too. LGBTQ health, HIV medicine, hopefully. Oh, nice. Studying to be a psychiatrist. Love my job. Retail. Nothing wrong with retail. Company probably helped build the building. Probably, yeah. I don't remember anything about like where in Portland it was. I just know it was Portland and it had a lot of windows. So yeah, it probably had to do with you. I remember big windows. It was a lot of glass. Sipping martini, watching Hazel in the cinema room. Need to upgrade my chair? Thinking of a Secret Labs. Yeah. I am personally not a huge fan of the racing style chair. I've used one before. I got one from a sponsor a long time ago. I don't have it anymore. Generally speaking, I find they're just not that comfortable. They're not that nice in your back. I feel like a good ergonomic task chair is going to be much better suited. But good ergonomic task chairs are very expensive. Sometimes they can be had secondhand for more reasonable prices. The one that I got secondhand was a human scale chair, I think is what they called it. This is a Herman Miller. It's super expensive, but I've also had it for a long time. It's in perfect condition. You only really get the one back. You want to look after it. I really want a Herman Miller chair. Humans don't usually have scales. That's probably, I mean, if we don't need them, maybe that's where they're getting them all for the chair. I'm sure Herman Miller's not the only place that does them, but I don't know what you would look into for like a mid-range one. I think trying to find a second-hand Herman Miller is not a bad idea. Have a Herman Miller too, worth the cost for how comfy it still is. It's not something you're gonna wear out, generally speaking. It's not something that's gonna break on you after you've been sitting in it for blank years. I don't know how many years I've had this bad boy, but I feel like it's been quite a few. I think we're coming on 10. I don't think it's gonna stop chairing anytime soon. Husband's RL title, Destroyer of Chairs, or it should be. Hi, baby girl. I have not successfully activated all of this, have I? Gotta make sure that you go to the floaty orb. This raid has lots of places to get stuck, huh? And then we do this. I want to sit on an Norman. Running on about 30 years from my current chair. Pretty amazed. I was able, when I bought the chair, because it was for work, I was able to claim it as a tax deduction, which doesn't mean you get it for free, but it did help me justify it a little bit at the time. But yeah, there's like an old adage about investing in the things that separate you from the ground, which I take to mean things like your mattress, your shoes, your tires, and I would say your chair. things that you're on all the time. I have the cheap HM gaming chair. Love it. But yeah, I'm just skeptical about those, about the racing style chairs. I'm sure some people like them if you get the lumbar pillows set up just right, but they just don't seem like super supportive for your back. And I feel like there's a lot of, I don't know, hype markup there. Got a Razer gaming chair, looking to replace it. Force your shoulders forward too much. That's what I found. Hey, the little kitty cat over there. Alright, we're gonna shoot down the birds this time. I don't know. They seem like they're modeled after car racing chairs, and the reason car chairs are shaped like that in racing cars is because of, like, what? Force, right? Force that pushes you back in the chair, which is not a thing that happens when you're playing a video game. I wish there were more places to try out chairs in person. Yeah. Some, you might be able to find a place that has something like Herman Miller's in a showroom. Some of the office supply stores will do it. Depending on how close you are to, like, a city. Can't afford a nice chair, but when I'm attending, I will get one. Tried to follow the health and safety way to sit at work once and hurt myself, so I went back to my comfy slouch. I used to wrap up my body in ways that kind of make me cringe now. Because that was just the only comfy way for me to sit. It felt like I had, like, a precious core here, and everything was, like, seeking to bundle it up from the universe. So, like, your knees would come up, your shoulders would hunch forward over your knees. I think part of it was just being cold. And then part of it was being anxious. And then, you know, you'd, like, double cross your knees. You'd always be squeezing something. There'd always be, like, ambient tension. I still have problems remembering to release my jaw because I clench my jaw way too much. I have some jaw problems. Tenant places seldom secondhand, like 500, but like new. Yeah, I think it's something that I would work well secondhand because depending on, assuming someone didn't absolutely trash it, they hold up pretty well. I just was here. I just went through this. I need to go talk to Cho. But yeah, I am cheap on things that you have to buy all the time. I am more likely to invest in something that I feel like I'm going to have to buy either very infrequently or ideally just once. Shoes drive me nuts because I don't like to cheap out on shoes, but I wear them out and you have to replace them pretty often. It feels like a lot of money. Where I work, they bought a ton of steel case chairs and then the department went work from home, so they just sit there not being used. Oh. Oh, that hurts. Yeah, there's probably a lot of sad, unclaimed office chairs. Not fulfilling their office chair destiny. Maybe not so much anymore. I think a lot of places went back, but... Where ASICs, not everywhere sells them. I got a pair of ASICs at the, Outland Mall once. What is it? Oh. Is it in Vancouver, Washington? Not too far from you. I've been there a couple times. What is the theory of economics from Discworld? I have forgotten. It has to do with shoes. Oh, I've forgotten too. Woodburn Outlet Mall. Yeah. When my dad went work from home, he asked if he could take his chair and they let him. It's nice. Vimes' boot theory. Vimes wants to feel the cobblestones under his boots. Captain Vimes' boot theory of economics, yeah. Where Hoke is at work. Love them. I've heard things about them. Aren't they like trendy running shoes? I live my life in my hiking shoes. It's a little sad. I've been working on building strength up and I've been trying to be careful with it, but I have one ankle that I just kept twisting. And it would be almost healed, and then it would give, and I would twist it again, and then I would be back to square one, and it would be another, like, 6 weeks of trying to heal the darn thing. So I've started wearing more consistently like higher, more supportive shoes to help support it so that I don't snap it again. But it's hard because I run around with the dog in the yard and there's holes in the yard because of the dog, but I have to run with him because it makes him so happy. Oh, my inventory's full. Imagine that. All right, there we go. We did the, oh no, I need another boss. It didn't count. And there we go. Focus good runners. Got some slightly better terrain runners than most though. When a coworker leaves my company, I'm first in their old office searching through the remains like a vulture. Oh gosh. That's a mental image. What do you got? What do you got? Sometimes I wish there was like some magical like office decoration or desk accessory that you could get that would make you like focus. There's a million things. I've tried all of them, but none of them are going to change who you are, which I think is what I'm asking for said purchase to do. It's just so tempting to believe that if you just got the right thing off Amazon, all of a sudden all your problems would be better, and it's annoying when it doesn't work that way. There's really no amount of USB coffee warmers that are going to fix you. Nice dream, though. Wait for the Elon brain chip. Oh, I haven't gotten too far into it, so I can't talk about it because I don't want to get spoilers, but I started watching Pluribus on Apple TV. I finally bit the bullet and started. I'm interested to see where it goes. Used to buy $200 pairs of Columbia or North Face runners, but they wear just as quickly as the $70 British Knights athletic shoes. Yeah, if your feet like the cheaper shoes, then by all means, do love my new coffee warmer. If I was thinking about indispensable office stuff, at least in the wintertime, I'm kind of loving the heated blanket and the heated foot warmer because that way I can at least sit at my desk and not be cold. Before, there was no amount of fluffy socks, pants, layers that would keep me warm because my core temperature would be falling. Electric stuff solves that. And it's easier to think when you're not freezing. There's a doctor I work with that is from rural Washington and wears hiking boots to work, but we are in the Midwest in a big city. Hey, they're supportive. You know, if you get used to them, then they're nice. I get it. What do you think are the best reps to farm now with a 50% buff? Undermines, for sure, but it depends on what you want. What do you want out of your rep? You want cosmetics? You want just a +1? You want miscellaneous mechanical? I gotta go soon. I think that this is... If I can finish this, we're stuck at 4 out of 5 bosses. Oh no, there we go. I gotta get ready to go. Let's head home. My inventory's full, so I'm not gonna loot any of this stuff. We're gonna take ourselves back somewhere. Hiking boots are comfy. That's added. Do it. I love wearing a shoe that I don't have to think about whether or not I should step in mud, because if I'm walking my dog, at some point I'm gonna step in the mud. And I don't like having to be like, oh no, my shoes, you know? So I just don't wear any shoes that can't take a bunch of mud. What is Flabby making for your lunch? He might have gone fishing. He might have gone fishing. I might be on my own for lunch today. He was talking about it. The weather's really nice right now. He wants me to take tomorrow off completely to go out somewhere. And I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can, if we can financially recover from that. Yeah, it's cold, but Flabby is one of those people that is like warm always, perpetual space heater, and it doesn't seem to bother him as much. It's too cold for me. Thought it was a meme. No, it's true. Cat's out of the bag. He does wear shorts year round. He's one of those guys. He's probably wearing shorts out to go fishing in the winter. I just heard his chair. Maybe he didn't go fishing today. All right. I gotta go. I will be back probably tomorrow, unless I go fishing. I appreciate the company. I'll keep you posted on Discord. I will also look into getting that affiliate link sorted. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for your company. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.